Let me play some tone bangers. Play a little bit of tone bangers. Coming in the chat room. All right, everybody.
Okay.
All right, let me come out of that. All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be starting pretty soon, but I want to... I've got here. Let me see what I got here, folks. And here we go. If you want to know, come join the Mentorship info show. It's the info. What do you want to know? Come join the Mentorship info show. Info. Whatever you want to know, come join the Mentorship info show. It's the info. We got the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the Mentorship info show. It's the info, man. You can call them information info, man. Kicking knowledge all over this nation. We ain't legal dog. You can bring your hate team, but if you want to win, please don't bring your team. You talk to Japanese, so good. Everything, everything, so good. I'm gonna stop it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody in the chat room, had a little technical difficulty right there with the music. Something I don't understand what happened, but we are here to present a great program tonight. Everybody in the chat room, if you can hear my voice, put a 1 in the chat room to make sure that everybody can hear. I appreciate that. If you can put a 1 in the chat room. We've got my man, Brother B Miles, of the Conscious Channel. Lions, give everybody some love in the chat room. Our music got kind of jacked up tonight, but we're gonna make it good with some of these introductions. Go right ahead, Lions Den.
All right, I got you. We got Hood Mistress Reloaded in the building. We got Brother the Newbie in the building. Bonbon's in the building. The Real Aaron Collins in the building. Tracy Johnson, Paul, Avery Hodge, Keisha Washington, Taia, Fly C, Mashonda 2019, Gold Rush 50. We also got Gab Talk Media, Mother Moon, Rosalind Obeyoe. Life Machine Power. Gold Rush 15. That's Endowed Slade. Israeli Life Rule Forever. Bun. And that's basically it info.
All right. I want to thank everybody for being here. Lions Den, I don't know. There must be something I've got unplugged here or not. Our music volume's not coming through like I want it. So probably I can figure it out during the course of the program. Could be something that I don't have shut on or not. But this is not what it's really about, playing music. It's about knowledge. It's about consciousness. Now, you know I use a title, brother, called Dark Matter Consciousness. What is Dark Matter Consciousness? Well, let's keep it real. We as Black people, melanated people, vibrating on a high frequency, we come from this dark matter, and that dark matter is what comes from black holes, which created this universe. So we are vibrating people. With that said, we've got my man, everyone knows him. We got Brother B Miles from Baltimore, my town. I was born there. I got family there. I got roots there. So this brother speaks my type of language. Yes, he does indeed. I've got to give him a little bit of love. Let's give him a clap here. Yes, give him a clap here. You know, Brother Miles, once upon a time, we had a special relationship with one President Obama, me and Lions Den. And before you know, he started going down the wrong path, we sort of had this promo that he made for us. Goes a little bit like this.
I am Barack Obama. You're listening to Lions Den and Information Man Speak Truth and Power.
All right, everybody. This is the man. I want to give him all the kudos for being with us. Brother B Miles. Brother B Miles, how are you doing, brother, tonight? How you
doing wonderful, man. Doing wonderful.
Let me take this off the screen real quick so everybody can see your face. Let me disengage. Boom. And let me show my little mug as well. And bam, folks, here we are. There go Brother B Miles down there. Brother B Miles, I'm so glad that I've been wanting to get you on for quite some time.
Appreciate it, bro.
Checking you out and trolling you from afar. I said, this is the brother that I got to get on this program because he puts it down. And then what I can relate to, brother, is that Baltimore accent, that beautiful accent. This is the brother that I got to talk to. And I said, someday I'm going to talk to this brother, get him on the program. And brother, I just want to say to you, thank you for being more and gracious to be with us tonight.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You could have been an arrogant individual and said, "Who are you? Get out of my face, man." Because so many of our people get arrogant on these platforms, man. They lose.
Yeah, they sure hell do though.
They lose the common touch. So, with that said, man, we're not here to listen to me. People are here to listen to you, brother. And what I got to say to you, first of all, there's so much going on in the world. Tell us.
Yeah, yes it is.
We're gonna get into that, brother. Who is Brother B Miles? What brought you to YouTube? What is your origins, brother?
Oh man, I'm gonna say what actually brought me to YouTube and stuff like that, man, was that I really got tired of me like watching the news and stuff like that. And I got tired of seeing like a lot of lies and the propaganda that was being told about us as a people. So you know what I mean? So I really felt as though that I really wanted to spread my message and actually, you know, spread it to the audience, because if I know a lot of conscious things and if I know a lot about, you know, about a lot of things in the world, I felt as though why not go ahead and get it started, because I actually had a YouTube channel like a couple of years ago when I was actually doing network marketing. And my homeboy was like, yeah, man, if you're going to do a YouTube channel, you might as well go ahead and get it started, man. And, you know, don't waste no time. You know, so that was when I started, you know, making videos, man, like 2 years ago, you know, and I just, you know, kept making videos, and, you know, my subscriber count went up. So I actually made this one video called Donald Trump's presidency may be the best thing to happen to Black people. And that video actually helped catapult me, you know, as far as like my YouTube journey. So I actually went from like, you know, 3 subscribers all the way to 43 subscribers. And that's how the journey actually began. You know, so my journey actually began. I felt like, you know, I wanted to spread my opinion, you know, to the YouTube so I can, you know, spread my narrative, you know, as far as like melanated people over here in the Western Hemisphere, throughout the diaspora and also throughout the world.
Right on, brother. Right on. Right on. Lions Den, brother, do you have any question that you want to ask the brother to start off with?
Yeah, man. Represent the DMV, my brother, B Miles.
Yes, sir.
Represent. Yes, sir. The question I would like to ask you is that what is it? Well, I mean, do you always want to become or you always still want to become a YouTuber?
I'm sorry. Say it again. It was a little bit of noise in the background. I'm sorry.
Yeah, say it again, Lions Den. I think there was some interference.
All right. My question to you is: do you ever want to become a talk show host, or you always want to become a YouTuber?
Oh man, I'm gonna say far as me like becoming like a talk show host. I kind of thought about it like years ago, you know, because people kept telling me as far as like, you know, the way that I come off, the way that I talk, they felt as I should be like into like broadcasting, you know. So I actually thought about it, maybe, you know, give it a try sometime down the line. But who knows? I mean, but now I guess, you know, I became a YouTuber now, so I guess, you know, I'm going to be taking on a YouTube journey. But who knows? I mean, sometime down the line, I might just start a broadcast.
All right.
Let me ask you a question, brother. Let's get to it, brother. Here, Um, what is it that happened in your life? What has caused you to have the sort of ideologies that you have in terms of, a lot of people have love for their people. You want to empower your people with words of wisdom. You want to enlighten mind. That's consciousness, brother. But what happened in your? Did something happen in your childhood? Were you exposed to someone who spoke in your community, your neighborhood? Did you see something? Read a book? What happened?
All right, okay, that's a really good question, my brother. I'm gonna say when I was young, I actually came across the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because everybody kept on talking about Minister Farrakhan and the Million Man March. And I kept hearing about him, and that was when I was actually going to the store one day, and I seen one of the brothers on the corner. He was selling bean pies to final cause, and for some odd reason, I don't know what it was, but the brother said, "I got faith in you, young brother. Don't let me down." And I looked at him like, "Why did that brother say that?" But then every time he seen me, he kept dropping things about the final call. He would talk to me about things of the world. So that happened over the years throughout my early teenage years, and also throughout my early 20s. So that was when I left the church and I joined the Nation of Islam, because I was really attracted to the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad being taught by Minister Farrakhan. So I came across him, and he was the first person that actually opened up my third eye. He was the man that helped change my life. I started to hear those teachings at a young age. I started really listening to him, as a teenager, and I was really amazed of the brilliance of the mindset of Minister Farrakhan. So what it did for me, I started on his paradigm, and that became my base. And that was when I actually branched off from him, from another teacher named Dr. Malakazi York, that was down with the New Wabians. Okay. So I came across him as well with a couple of casts, and I came across some Prophet Noble Ali peoples with the Moors. I used to see the Moors inside of the Nation of Islam temple, breaking bread with us, so I came across the teachers of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, Prophet Noble Ali, Dr. Malakazi York, Marcus Garvey, and, I definitely got to say, giving props and credit when I made that video talking about, thanking the Nation of Islam and Minister Farrakhan for teaching, so that right there was actually my journey and, getting me started as far as my journey to consciousness.
My journey, similar to yours, I was exposed to the Nation of Islam at a very young age. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, and then in the area where I lived at in the Bay Area, I lived in the Fillmore area. I've been Fillmore area, Hunters Point, Trail Hill, I like those areas, and I was exposed to brothers that were doing a lot of type of conscious type actions in the community. So I was actually exposed to a lot growing up in that manner. And then, brother, I had the beautiful experience of going to San Francisco State University and being taught by the best, over to Shaka, Wade Nobles. So I've had my experiences, but really, brother, let me tell you, is there anything about the water in Baltimore or the energy in Baltimore that makes a brother like you? Because I tend to believe everyone that I know that comes from back east, that travels and moves to the West Coast where I'm at, because of the grind of living, the grind of the East Coast, the grind of Baltimore. You can make it anywhere. And I see you, brother, the grind of the streets of Baltimore when you're talking. And I actually like, and I wish I could do more of it myself, I like when you're out and about, when you're in the streets and you're talking. You're saying it like it is, and you've got that natural, organic background, or wherever you are in the streets of where you're walking. I love that approach. Speak to anything that I just said. I said a whole bunch of stuff, but in terms of your style and what has Baltimore done to make you who you are, brother, as well.
Oh man, I'm gonna say this city of Baltimore, man. This city has really made me into a soldier over the years. Coming. Growing up in the city of Baltimore, this is an old school blue collar town, very rough, rugged, and raw town and stuff like that. And I definitely will say it is, heightened my sentence. I'm heightening my senses as far as like, being street smart as far as me, being conscious, because the consciousness in Baltimore, it is here, because the Moore Science Temple, the headquarters is here, and also Muhammad Mosque #6, that temple is here with the Nation of Islam, so this city has, brought some sort of it brought a lot of militants towards me, and it brought a lot of street smarts. It just made me just like very strong and very streetwise, and like dealing with the grind here every single day. You have to be very mentally strong, because one of the things about the city that needs to be worked on as far as like the people is their mindset, because the mindset here, people, they live in such a very close-minded mindsets, because a lot of people that live here, they never even been anywhere outside of Baltimore.
Exactly.
A lot of them never even left their side of the town. I know people from South Baltimore never been to West Baltimore. People from West Baltimore never been to East.
Exactly.
And East never go to West. And to me, that's pretty.
I got family in both East and West Baltimore. One of the things I noticed when I was last in Baltimore, brother, that definitely saddened me is that the gentrification is in effect.
Yes, it is.
You've got white folks moving back into the inner city, trying to refurbish the row houses. You've got black folks trying to run from the inner city to go out to the county, or what we would call suburbs out here in the West Coast. And so that was a long time ago when I was back there, and I seen that, brother. And I remember my cousin reminded me that Baltimore has to have one of the most corrupt police departments, if not most corrupt, brother. Think upon what I just said, Darren. Think upon those things.
Oh man, one of the most corrupt, man. Let me tell you something, man. Since the Freddie Gray situation, it has been so much damn corruption that has been exposed in this city, to the point where there was a case that came out recently, right, with this detective, with the Sean Suter case, right?
Yes.
Now, they said he was supposed to be, investigating the murder, right? Then that's when come to find out, they said that this man was actually killed with his own gun.
Oh my God.
So I'm saying to myself, like, how does this man go to investigate a murder, but this man winds up being killed with his own gun? So mind you, check this out. They sent out the whole entire police force when this guy got murdered. Come to find out, it was one of the guys he was tied with. Mind you, it was his partner. And I believe like this whole, mind you, I think it might have been tied to this whole entire case where it was these like dirty cops. They was dealing with drugs and stuff like that. And the gun task force, they was up there robbing people and stuff like that, taking all different kinds of robbing them, taking their money, taking their drugs, selling it back. I mean, it was so much craziness. So that's when the guy, Detective Sean Suter, for real, he winds up being killed the day before he got the he about to go testify.
Wow.
So how is it now? You mean to tell me that this man winds up being murdered the day before he about to go testify, and he get killed with his own gun, and Baltimore City Police does not want to have an FBI investigation? Something that's very fishy about that. That lets me know right then and there that y'all are very in cahoots, and y'all let that man die. That means y'all killed that man.
Well, remember now, because you live in there, brother, as well as I've known in terms of my experiences personally. Because when I went to Baltimore once, I got harassed by the Baltimore police. I got fingered as being a suspect. I'm like, hey, I'm sitting on my uncle's porch. I ain't done nothing. I came out here from California. What are you talking about? All black folks look alike, and you're in Baltimore, all niggas look alike. That's the attitude that they got out there, right?
Right.
When they saw my California ID and looked at me and did a throwback, they ran it through and thought they was going to catch me with something, right? I mean, just the most corrupt type of system. But check this out, brother. Now, you know as well as I know that they got a drop gun problem in Baltimore. Dropping guns on people. Fake guns. Now, let's talk to that, brother.
Oh, man, as a matter of fact, though, right? There was a case recently. They was, matter of fact, like all of this stuff started to come out, man, like a couple months ago, just as a recent. They were saying that they had a task force over there. They were actually like ride around, with fake toy guns.
Yeah.
And they were actually planning on people. They was actually taking fake toy guns around. The gun task force was driving around with fake toy guns. So if they shot somebody or if they literally murdered somebody, they will plant the gun as evidence on the scene to make it seem like it was an actual gun, but it was actually a fake toy gun. It's crazy.
Let me ask you something about, I have to ask you these questions. When you look at what happened in the Freddie Gray situation, in there, and you had what looked like to be black leadership. I go all the way back to Mayor, what was it, brother? Smoke?
Oh, man, Smoke.
now mind you, I was a teenager, but go right ahead.
Right, man. Kurt Smoke, that was one corrupt individual, man. Oh my gosh, that was back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, brother. Matter of fact, I believe it was the late 80s, but I could be wrong, because I remember, well, you're right about that. You're right about that, brother. But let me just say this, brother. Reason why I bring that up is because I want to ask you as a brother on the ground, because I believe that there ain't no real black leadership as long as black people are engaging in this political system that A, was not built for us, B, is corrupt to the core. And when you're a black person, you gotta kind of sort of assimilate, capitulate to their system. When you look at all the black mayors that we've had over the years, look at the state that black people are in today. What good is it doing for us? And what good is the black leadership doing for black folks in Baltimore when they're still being harassed and mistreated by white cops who are which these police departments are infiltrated by these white supremacist groups or hate groups or skinheads and all this other stuff?
Man, I'm gonna say the black leadership in the city of Baltimore, man, is pretty much useless, man. Because when I was on the ground during the Freddie Gray situation, man, they had all of these Boule members that were out there for real, man. They had the NAACP and all these other groups out there. And just sitting there and just watching these people, man, just how they reacted and responded, man, they were just so much of like bootlicking, buck dancer, Uncle Tom ass people. But you know what I mean? When I was on the ground looking at them, because they were just, you know what I mean? I'm talking about the people of Baltimore, man. They was ready to like literally riot, man, and just like literally go off. So when I seen the leadership in the city of Baltimore, man, it is straight up boule. The leadership here is not to be trusted. These leaders here, they are sold out. I noticed like the Uncle Tomism in these people ever since I was a teenager. The leadership here, man, they are straight up boule and they are not to be trusted. These Negroes here, they are very uppity. And you can, I could even tell, like, by the way, when I go into the courts, when I go downtown to like city government workers, when I'm around these black cops, when I'm around them downtown, they have a special kind of arrogance with them, that they feel so proud that they got that they have a better seat at the slave master's table. So when I see the leadership in the city of Baltimore, it is pretty much useless, and they are doing absolutely nothing. And especially when I look at this damn Democratic Party. Now, I'm not going to be the one, you know, that's going to be saying, I'm going to leave the Democratic plantation. I don't really care about none of them. But as far as like when I'm looking at the Democrats in the city, like looking at all the black mans, all of them are corrupt. All of them have been corrupt ever since the days of Mayor Smoke. I don't give a damn who they are. We didn't have Stephanie Rawlins-Blake. She wasn't worth a damn. We had Mayor Sheila Dixon. She was okay. And then now you have Mayor Catherine Pugh, but you having all of these black leaders, but they have our communities being gentrified. Our communities are being gentrified like crazy right now. And for what I'm saying, man, they built up all of this infrastructure all downtown in the city of Baltimore, and they are moving all of these damn white liberals around us in the city communities. But these people be just as racist as hell. So when I'm looking at black leadership, man, they sold out. They're pointless and they're useless.
Well, brother, let me say something. I'm kind of down with Brother Hollops of the BAIO, and their mission and goals is that black people need land, we need neighborhood, and we need infrastructure. And he makes a very good point that You haven't had any black leaders in terms of this politrick game that we got in this country, and I say politricks,
Right.
who are pushing for land for black people, a nationhood, having our own community states,
Right.
or infrastructure. What most Negroes do, the Cory Bookers of the world, the Panelist, what's the other lady? And I know this woman too because I met her in person. Damn it. Who's the other candidate? These Obama puppets of the future, Cory Bookers of the world. And who's the other sister? Lions Den?
Is it Maxine Waters?
No, not Maxine Waters. The young lady that somebody can put in the chat room. I can never say her name. I think it's Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Yeah.
Kamala Harris and Cory Booker are sort of what you would call the after Obama effect, right? People think that they're the next. And what I believe is that we are not really going to get equality as people, as black people in this country, through using this same old political system. Now,
right.
I know that voting is important from a point of view of this, because I have a daughter, so it's important in your local area, because they say that all politics is local, right? But the thing we don't seem to understand, which is why it's important to study political science, is that in politics, there are no permanent enemies, there are no permanent friends, there is only permanent interests. And these politicians only go by if they're going to get votes, who's putting the most money in the back of their pockets. And I don't think that Cory Booker or Ms. Harris are the answer to the black community. We've seen this story before. We've seen this face. Look in Chicago right now. You've got tons of black Ottomans in Chicago, yet black folks are still suffering in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to say, brother?
Oh man, of course, when I look at black leaders like them, they nothing but puppets. They're nothing but puppets and buffers for this matrix called white supremacy. When I look at Negroes like them, man, they always gonna have token Negroes everywhere. They always gonna have them, in these kind of positions of power to make it seem like, racism is not really existed anyway. Yes. So when I see, like I said, like you said it like so well, man, the after Obama effect. The after Obama effect, man, that is so true, man, because when I take a look at it, man, like they always got these type of Negroes in place, man, and they always seem like they try to make it seem that they're making progress by putting these leaders up here, but behind these same black leaders or these so-called politicians, there's always a white hand working and maneuvering these people in these directions. So people like them, and I always keep a close eye on them anyway, because there's always a ruling hand behind these people. These people are nothing but pieces on the chessboard, but there's somebody else. That's moving them on the chessboard.
I'm glad you said that, Brother B. Miles, because I've been hanging out with my man Logic of Food, Clothing, and Shelter. And then there's a brother that goes by the name of Straight Drop. And he told me one night when I was on it, and if he's out there, shout out to Straight Drop, shout out to Brother Logic of Food, Clothing, and Shelter. Shout out to you, brothers. You've been very supportive. He told me, we were talking one night, because he does a lot of late streams and early morning streams. He told me that we have to understand that Donald Chump, I call him Donald Chump, brother. I say Donald Chump. He's nothing but a distraction. While we're worried about every time he's texting, while we're concerned about what he says out of his mouth that's incendiary, we never understand that. We sometimes don't understand that he's a distraction because we're worrying about that. It's just like on the street, and somebody's playing with the shell under the thing, and they're moving the cards around. And while we're watching him, we're not watching what's going on behind him. Who are the masters that control Donald Trump? Because
Right.
one thing I know, brother, is that we live in a polyocracy. What is that? Every 4 to 8 years, we're putting in office the elite, whether they come from Yale, Harvard,
That's right.
whether they have money. And the presidents don't really run this country. It's the people behind them, the money
That's
brokers.
right.
And these damn Congress and these senators that sit in office for a long time, for years, who do a lot of things, who do actually nothing. Now, all due respect to John Lewis, if you go and check out the district that John Lewis represents, folks, in Atlanta, Georgia, what has gotten better for them under John Lewis? Yes, he was a pioneer from the civil rights movement, but I always look at a term, and you understand this being a brother who was part of the Nation of Islam. You judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. If it's not bearing proper fruit, shit, it's got to go. Brother, I said a mouthful. I want you to give a taste on what I just said, or what you believe, brother. And Lions Den, I want you to give a little love to the chat room after the brother speaks to this, and also ask him questions that you may have, brother.
Oh man, yeah, man. Oh man, you definitely said a mouthful about that, though, man. Yeah, man. Donald Trump, he is definitely a distraction. Because I'm gonna say this though, right? You know, from like some of the things I've researched, some of the people I have spoken to, though, right? Now, what's going on right now with Donald Trump and all of them cats up there with the elite, right now they are at war with each other.
Yeah.
And what we gotta understand right about now, stop whining and crying and complaining about Donald Trump. You feel what I'm saying? Because he is nothing but a big distraction. And we already know that, we already know that the elites, they really don't like Donald Trump anyway, because if you ask me, Donald Trump is the trumpet for America. You know, he's sounding the alarm, because Donald Trump is letting them know, like, look, this is our last stance. This is our last hoorah, because they already know, man, these people, they are giving up, man, for their last stance. This is the grand finale, for white America, for real. And see, when it comes down to Donald Trump knows how to get your attention. And see, what people got to understand, if you don't pay that stuff any attention, like a lot of these false flags and stuff, look at what the hell happened down in Charlottesville. This is how you know they're at war with each other. You had Caucasian males banging on other Caucasian males about who's racist.
Mm-hmm.
And then Donald Trump talking about there was some good people on both sides, and they was asking what about the alt-right. Donald Trump was like, what about the alt-left? So mind you, people got to understand this as well. He took all white supremacists off of the terror watch list. So every last one of these groups are taken off of the terror watch list. So Donald Trump, he can deputize all of these militias to restore law and order. So when I'm looking at Donald Trump right about now, man, he's nothing but a big distraction. I'm seeing people all the time getting mad and upset. Why the hell are you doing that? Because if you ask me, if you ask me, a lot of business is coming back. Now, I'm not no Trump supporter. Now, with certain things that I can actually agree with what he says. You feel what I mean? But if people stop paying so much attention to what he's doing and what he's saying, now, I'm not going to say that you can't peek at the game. Now, you can take a peek at it and you can maybe bet on this game. But I would say don't get caught up in the distraction, because you really don't have a horse in this race anyway. You don't got a horse in this race. They are at war with each other. All we have to do is fall back and focus on our shit. Can I cuss?
Go right ahead, brother. We are adults here. We are men. Speak the truth.
All right.
Don't speak the truth. I'm cutting the show off.
I appreciate it, bro. You feel me? So we got to get our shit together, and we got to focus on ourselves and stop letting Donald Trump, you feel what I'm saying, get us all bent out of shape pretty much over nothing. Because this is their last stance anyway. This is the last bastion of white male dominance and white male supremacy. And now people still think that they got the power that they don't have anymore.
See, let me just say this. Donald Trump is a byproduct of the Obama phenomena. Once again,
Right.
he is the anti-Obama, meaning
Right.
white folks were so upset that a black man was in office for 8 years because it changed the paradigm. It changed the worldview. It changed what they have been taught, which is their boss. See, there's a saying that we have to understand when it comes to white men. And that saying is, I'm 21 and I'm boss and I'm in charge. That's the attitude that they've been raised under. And when Obama got in office, it changed that paradigm, and they could not wait. What you saw with Donald Trump is that was a protest. That was their way of saying everything is better in the world because a white man is back in control, like it has to be in their mind. Okay, and Obama's weakness is that he kept capitulating to the Republican Party. And everybody kept telling us. I drunk the Obama Kool-Aid too, folks. I drunk it when he first came on board.
Me too. I did.
Everybody kept telling us, oh, give the brother a chance. Wait till what he's going to do in his second term. That's when he's really going to do his thing. And I waited, and I waited. I'm getting closer, folks. And I waited, and I waited. And I got nothing. Now, yeah, he did a few things for, I got to give him some credit. He did do some things as it relates to net neutrality. And if you're wondering, folks, why is it that all your devices are slowing down lately? Because Donald Trump and that fool pie went in there, used the FCC, and destroyed our net neutrality. So that's why everything is slowing down and everything's happening.
That's why.
Yeah, if you're wondering why all your devices, I did a podcast about this a long time ago when I was just starting out my channel. When you're wondering why all your devices are slowing down more and more, and we're having all these problems, because people have forgotten that they got rid of the provisions that Obama put in as it relates to net neutrality, equal access to the internet. They are slowing it down. That's why everything is buffering more and more.
Oh, that's why.
Yes, go do your research. Don't listen to me. Do your research too. So you got Donald Trump and pie. The FCC is supposed to protect us as consumers. It actually was turned against us. So Donald Trump has been doing a lot of stuff that's been destructive to our life, man. The things that we use, the computers, everything. Let me get a shout out to brother Sapien. Lions, give a little love to the chat room.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to brother Danubian, J-Dog 8807, Psychopatheist is in the building, Real Aaron Collins in the building, Team Footage is in the building, Kazuki Haman is in the building, Brother Rob's in the building, Sonya C's in the building, Nikki, Keisha Washington, Her Mistress Reloaded, LA City, we got Rosalind Obigowe. We got basically let's see here. We go Bun, Shiny Cat 73. Let's see, Brother Danubian again. And so James Leon. Let's see. So far that's it. Info.
All right, I'm gonna make this announcement because it's very important to make these kind of announcements, and very important. Information is power. Anyone that's in the chat room that's new to the channel, be my guest and subscribe. Hit the bell for notification. Definitely if you have not subscribed to Brother B Miles 84 of the Conscious Channel, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. Support him. My man Lions Den, he does a channel where he does reaction videos with his reaction cam. Go ahead and subscribe to Brother Lions Den. Support us. We're going to keep this thing rolling, bringing on great guests like Brother Miles to talk about the issues, but we are going to get to solutions. And before this is over tonight, I am going to ask Brother Miles about what is some of his solutions to some of our problems. Lions Den, do you have anything you want to add, brother, to we've been talking about a lot of stuff. We've been all over the place, but this is good. This is good Baltimore. Good Baltimore talk.
Oh yeah.
Go right ahead, Lions Den. I want you to be involved, brother, as much as possible. Lions Den, don't go quiet on me.
Yeah, be mild.
Woo! I thought the
yes, sir.
I thought the white
yes, sir.
Okay, B-Man, I want to ask you a question. We now know we have these so-called leaders and celebrities that portraying for the black community. For example, you got Kanye West, you got Steve Harvey, you got Jim Brown that's supposed to be for the community but supporting Donald Trump. How do you feel about these clowns supporting Donald Trump and betraying the black community at the same time?
Oh man, me looking at these clowns right there, man, it just pretty much, man, it just goes to show you, man, that our Negroes are they are so easily bought and paid for. It is a shame, man, how it is a shame how our people, how they love to sit at the table of the slave master and how they love to take the little crumbs that they always leave us with anyway. So when I'm saying people like a Jim Brown, who was a legend, who was a part of the civil rights movement, who was like actually a part of like, a lot of things, that were very important towards us as melanated people. So to see people like him and a Steve Harvey and people like that, man, of their stature, it just shows you how quick and easily Negroes are bought and paid for. And to me, I was very disappointed when I saw Negroes like them anyway. But of course, when when you always got massa behind you, you got to do, you always got to do as you say. So when I seen it, man, it left a bad taste in my mouth. But these Negroes right here, man, they are not to be trusted. They are not leaders. These so-called black leaders, man, they are not to be trusted because how the hell, it's like, how the hell are we going to have entertainers as leaders? We're the only group of people that's walking around here who got entertainers as our leaders. Malcolm X spoke on this a long time ago. He said that they pick and choose our leaders for us. He said, like, people like entertainers, man, like they are not, they are really not your leaders. Because 9 times out of 10, when it come down to their leaders, these cats, man, they already been bought and paid for anyway.
Right.
True.
Right.
I did a video. I did a video earlier today talking about Jim Brown and how he was on Fox and Friends saying that the black community, in other words, saying that we have to take our responsibility and not blaming Donald Trump. So my question is, how do you feel about what Jim Brown is saying, that we as a black community have to take our own responsibility and not blaming Donald Trump for our problems?
All right, okay. What I'm gonna say about this though, right now, they always create that narrative of they on Fox News. See, most of the Negroes always get bought and paid for, and once you see them on Fox News, you already know that they sold out anyway. So they always going to come with their comment about black people got to take responsibility. Now, mind you, not to say that we shouldn't take responsibility, excuse me, which is true. And I'm gonna say, as far as us taking responsibility, man, we do have to do that. And we also do got to stop, on pointing the finger. We have to come together, collectively. But I'm sick and tired of hearing that narrative from Negroes when they always want to be going on Fox News, like, why you guys always want to be telling us that, but every time when we take the responsibility to do something for ourselves, it always gets sabotaged. So I don't want to hear nothing about people saying, well, black people got to take responsibility. Every time that happened, it got sabotaged. It got sabotaged with Black Wall Street. It got sabotaged with Rosewood. It got sabotaged with all of the black towns and all of the black movements that we had when we took responsibility. Every time when we do it, when we hold ourselves accountable, even right now, let's just say if we like, what? We're not going to depend on the government. We're not going to depend on nobody. We're going to do it ourselves. Guess what? They will find a way to sabotage that. If we started the Black Wall Street, taking responsibility right now, I'm willing to bet you they will find a way to sabotage it. So when Jim Brown's saying that, man, on Fox News, I'm not surprised because Negroes like that, they always going to shuck and jive.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Lions Den, can you do me a favor, brother? Can you field a question from the chat room? If anyone has a question that we can read and present that to Brother B. Miles.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, brother.
Well, really, there's not a question. It's just like comments.
Okay. Well, read a few comments and let's see if we can dig into some of these, a few of these comments.
Okay. One is okay. This is from L.A. City. He writes, Obama cared more about illegal immigrants than black people. He supported the Mexican community, not the black community. We are the ones who put him in office.
Okay, let's get on that. Now, this is the question I have for Brother B. Miles. I love that. Now, brother, I've been listening to you on your channel. You've been very adamant that some people need to hold their nuts.
Yeah, you gotta hold your nuts, man.
You said that the issue with the immigrants is not an issue for black people. This is an issue that the immigrants that are coming over here illegally, or whatever the issues that are going on, that they got to hold their own nuts and stand on their own two legs for their own principles. Because when black people are being killed in the street, black men and women and children, I don't necessarily see a lot of these groups that they always lump us in, and they say the term, which I don't like anymore, people of color. Well, what people,
and minorities.
Yeah, because a lot of people who are in this country have been riding off the coattails of black people in the struggle that our ancestors were in, and then they come here and they can walk the streets and go to school on Pell Grants and special programs because you're a person of color, right? And nobody wants to realize that the reason why they can benefit is because of what our ancestors went through.
That's right.
Here and they talk down to us.
That's right.
Now we're supposed to support them in their struggle, but yet when we're killing the streets, I haven't seen any of their news channels or their organizations come out and give press conferences and say,
that's right.
I'm tired of seeing what's happened to our black brothers and sisters. I've never seen them come out and help us wholesale. You may have a sprinkle of people who get out,
right?
But I'm talking about wholesale.
That's right.
Never see that. And last time I checked, since black people have been in this country, everybody's been telling us that we got to hold our own nuts. And I say it's time for you out there who've been riding off of our coattails as a people to do what, Brother Miles? You can say it better than me. Say it, brother.
Hold your own nuts.
I'm about to say something.
Hold your goddamn nuts. And I'm going to go in on this one even hard as hell. Yeah, these goddamn immigrants, it's time to hold their fucking nuts. They got to hold their own. And the reason why I'm definitely going to say that right about now, because I'm sick and tired of these immigrants coming over here talking shit and looking down on us, when at the same time our ancestors were the ones who fought and bled and died for all of the things that they riding off the coattails for. So when I'm looking at the situation, as far as these immigrants and all that, they got to hold their own goddamn nuts. Especially when it come down to the DACA situation, I had no sympathy on that one. When don't get me wrong, what's happening down at the border, it's a sad situation. But guess what? That's not our situation. We got to learn to look out for ourselves specifically. Number one first, because number one, we got to look at it like this. We have to deal with self-preservation. We got to deal with self-preservation and deal with nationhood. We got to look out for ourselves, because every other ethnic group that comes over here that benefits off of us, these people, they all stick together. I'm talking about the Mexicans do it, the Africans do it, the Asian, the Arab, the East Indian, the Korean. All of these people stick together, and these people benefiting from the rights and the freedoms and the privileges of the civil rights struggle and of the civil rights bill, but yet they want to lump us as minorities. So what we got to stop doing is we got to stop looking at ourselves as being minorities, being lumped up together. I'm sick and tired of these people trying to make it seem like, oh, we in this together. No, and it's like, no, hell no. My thing is this, even when it comes down to a lot of these damn Hispanics, I have no sympathy. Now, mind you, I'm not talking to my brothers and sisters, in the Afro-Latino community, that's down with us, you feel me? But I'm talking about, immigrants that come over here. Mind you, some of these immigrants come from the Caribbean. They come from Latin America, dark as you and me. These be brothers and sisters, but yet they give these people access to better benefits than us, but yet they come over here looking down on us as well. So when the white man start whipping the ass, see, this is one thing I noticed about a lot of Latinos in foster community. See, when everything is all right, they white. But when everything is going down, then they brown. Then you want to start lumping us together. Oh, we minorities, we in this together. But then you want to start coming with this black-brown coalition, which is really not there. I'm going to say on a small level, like you were saying, it's sprinkled there, but on the big level, not so much. And I'm tired of us keep on running into everybody else's struggle. But why you guys are not protesting for us? When is it going to be reciprocated for us? Our people getting killed in the damn street, shot down in the damn street. And for the fact that all these other groups are not storming the White House, they're like, look, this is genocide that you are doing to these people. I'm not seeing it for these other immigrants. So I feel this, you know what I mean? So I feel as though they got to hold their own nuts. I'm tired of us caping for everybody else, and they don't do it for us.
Brother, you said a mouthful. You told the truth with great thunder.
Appreciate it, bro.
And see, the reason why we got this problem, brother, is that we got these, you know,
Jackal preachers.
Myself and Lions Den did a video on black preachers and how a lot of these mega churches are taking in a lot of money. $420 billion since 1980. They're taking in money. They're talking prosperity, gospel to us.
Mm-hmm.
And in the black community, you got a church here, a church there, but the black community still suffering. And then we got politicians like Elijah Cummings getting up there crying, you know,
Jackal preachers,
crying and whining, talking about crying and saying, "Come on, Republicans, why can't we help these children and these people?" And I did a video about this, brother. I went in on him and I said, and I did a reaction cam video, and I said, I wish our black politicians would have the same energy, love, and passion that they have for other groups of people that they're supporting, that they would have the same passion for us. Because I hardly ever see it. They always telling us, oh, be quiet, just vote, believe in dreams. This is the problem, brother. I'm gonna say that.
Right.
This is the problem. Right? When you look at white fathers or white families, they teach their sons and daughters to be lawyers, doctors, captains of industry. They don't teach their son to be a football player or a basketball player. They teach their son to own the damn team, right?
Right.
Whereas black people, because we've been taught under a theology, a religious theology of hope and dreams, and I will someday keep alive. That's why Obama was able to bamboozle us, brother.
He lulled us to sleep, man.
With the hope talk, right? So whenever you see black folks pushing these ideologies, what happens is we have a dream ideology, which does what? I hope my son becomes a professional football player. I hope he gets in the NBA. I hope he gets into school. Every goddamn narrative that comes out of our mouth as a people is about some hope.
Right.
And we should be teaching our young people to be builders of tomorrow, to be the owners of the football team, not the athlete, not the damn athlete. You got this situation in Alabama, this racist university in Alabama. Check this out. Why don't black people across America stop sending their kids to these universities, particularly the kids that have the athletic scholarships? Why don't you send them to the HBC schools?
Right.
Alabama. Don't you know if you send all of our best black talent to the HBC schools, that all the TV money would dry up and would go over to the black schools because they would realize that the best players are in the HBCs. Don't worry. If you're a good player, the NFL is going to scout you and draft you from there because they're going to realize that the SEC has got no talent anymore and all the talent in the HBCs. Remember, brother, when the NFL first started bringing black men into the league, most of the black players came from Grambling State, Jackson State, like Sweetness. Come on,
Mississippi State Valley, Jerry Rice.
Thank you. So that's our problem. I think is we have a belief we have been raised in a theology philosophy where other people, such as white folks, are raised to say, I'm gonna be captain of industry. We're raising our kids for hopes and dreams, and 9 and 10 times we're leaving them we're leaving them sawdust, just dreams with no infrastructure.
You're absolutely right about that, though, man, because this ideology has been pushed on us for a long time. They always been pushing this ideology that we got to hope someday, down the line, that we finally gonna, we finally gonna make progress in this white man's world and stuff like that. They always got to give us some sort of hope, some sort of dream. They do. Excuse me. They push the hope thing with Obama. Then they keep on pushing the dream thing with Dr. King. When at the same time, Dr. King is more than the damn dreamer. Excuse me.
You're right, brother. I'm with you.
Dr. King, he was more than a dreamer anyway. So I'm sick and tired of these people, man. Like, they always want to be pushing this ideology, and they always want to use it with the pastors. They always want to use it with the pastors. Let me touch upon them right now, especially them.
All right.
These guys, man. Matter of fact, I call them the 5 P's. These so-called men in the garden in these churches, I call them the 5 P's. He's preacher, prosecutor, pedophile, player, and a pimp. That is exactly what the preacher has become in the black community. He's a bloodsucker of the poor. Why is it that no matter where you go in the black community, no matter where you go, whatever there's a church, there's a liquor store right next to it, and then you're going to have an Asian store right next to it? That is because a lot of these pastors, they are really in cahoots with them anyway. They are on board. They are sold out. Now, a lot of these pastors, they are boule members anyway. And see, they already being paid by this daggone, they're being paid by this daggone cracker to push this daggone garbage. They always want to be pushing this daggone, you're gonna get your heaven in the hereafter. They always pushing this hope, and sometime down the line, but it's like, what about right now? We gotta stop going off of just hopes and dreams. We gotta stop going off what these pimp preachers are saying to us all the time. But by them keep selling us hope, giving us a daggone dream. When they keep on saying that you're gonna get your heaven in the afterlife, that's a dream. That's a pipe dream. That is a pipe dream. People want the heaven on earth right now. I don't want to wait till I die to get heaven. I want heaven on earth right now. That is a dream, and that's what they keep on pushing. And especially these pastors. I've always felt like it was something going on with these pastors. And I always felt like it was a lot of secret things going on in these churches.
Well, brother, me and my man Lions Den, we did a video, new radio presentation in which we spoke of the fact that you had, what's the guy, Daryl Scott, what's his name?
Daryl Scott.
He gets up there and says, in my lifetime, I believe that Donald Trump. Daryl Scott. I'm 60 years old, and in my lifetime, Donald Trump is the most pro-black president that I believe in our lifetime, and that he's doing great things. And then you had, what's the other pastor, Mr. Free? What's his name, Lionsden?
Reverend Porkchop.
Yeah, Brother Free. Now he gets up there and he says, Donald Trump, I'm going to keep the doors open for you, brother. I'm going to keep a parking space for you. You can come to my church anytime you want, Donald Trump.
Spinning and grinning for massa.
Yeah, we're going to lay out the pork chops and the collard greens for you and everything.
Yep.
And then you had the other I think it's Dr. King's niece. She said,
oh my gosh,
right next to Donald Trump going, ooh, as the brother's talking about, you can come to our church anytime you want. And she's going, ooh, and I'm like, oh, Lord, God.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the kind of black leadership that we have in our churches. And these 100 preachers that met with Donald Trump, the question I have is, what did they get from him? I mean, remember when the HBC presidents met with Donald Trump?
Yeah.
They thought they were going to get more money than what Obama gave them. Guess what happened? They got no money. He used a photo op. As the song goes, nothing from nothing leads to nothing.
They got played, man.
That's right.
He played the hell out of them.
He played them like a $2. $2. He played a piano dance on them, and dance just like Bill Clinton coming on Arsenio Hall with that trumpet.
Saxophone.
And you know what's also our downfall, brother B Miles? Black folks, we get too caught up in symbolisms.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Come on there with that trumpet, and black folks automatically say, "Oh, he's black. He's got to be black." Just because a white dude plays a trumpet does not qualify him for black. Just because a white dude eats collard greens and hot sauce does not qualify him as black. Black is more than just a color. It's a goddamn frequency. I just told y'all a few minutes ago, it's dark matter consciousness. It's dark matter. Wake up, black people. Wake up. Please wake up. As Spike Lee said in School Days, wake up! Woo! Lions Den, let's get some love to the chat room as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we got King Hebrew in the building. We got Team Footage, Sonya C, J-Dog, AA07, my brother Danubian, brother Rob, Avery Hodge, Nikki Justice on the run. We got Max Evans. We got Sonya C's. We got Rosalind Ebeoe. Let's see here. We got we'll see. We got Raymond Tacular Forever. We got my boy Big L. Big L, you down with us for day one? We love you, brother. We got yes, sir. We got Darius Matthews. We got Gab Talk Media. We got King Kryptonite. We got let's see. We got we're gonna go back. Let's see. We got Nicole Ali. The queen Nicole Ali.
Let me put out a word. Let me put out this word to Brother B Miles. Brother B Miles, you need to definitely check out Sister Nicole Ali. She's a deep sister. Y'all need to definitely do a collaboration together. The sister deep, brother. I'm going to be giving you her information. Sister's deep. She's a scientist, brother. So when she talks about issues related to black people, especially what happened with the Monsanto situation with that brother Dwayne Johnson, I did a video on that. But what she did that I could not do is she could speak to the science of what happened to that brother. She's a deep sister. I've got to connect you to. You got to come on her channel, or she's got to come on yours. One of the two.
Oh yeah.
So everybody in the chat room who is new to this channel, check out Nicole Ali's program. Subscribe to her. I want to see a few more subscriptions in her chat on her chat. Sister's dominant. Me and the sister have done a few videos together, Brother B Miles, and we got a lot more. We have a lot more that we have to do together very soon. But the sister's dynamic. Dynamic. Big Brother B Miles, let me ask you this question. Can you please bless us with your knowledge as it relates to what you were saying about the earth is heating up? Things are changing. Get into brother.
Oh man, I definitely got to say from like a little bit of knowledge that I've been gaining and stuff that I actually been like researching, right? This is how I know that the universe is cleansing itself, right? All right, now this is last year, you know, coming from New York, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a little quick story. Like coming from the Afro-Latino Festival, coming down to New York, right? I had a real big feeling. I was like, something big about to go down, right? And I remember the time when right after, like in July, right? If anybody can remember, right after we had the Great American Eclipse, the weather got real strange. If you remember, right? You remember that?
Yes, I remember that.
Right after we had the eclipse, the Great American Eclipse, right? With that was when Hurricane Harvey hit, then Hurricane Irma, then Hurricane Katia, then Hurricane Jose, then came 2 earthquakes over there in Mexico. Then there was a flood in Bangladesh. There was a flood in India. There was a flood in Sierra Leone. There was more like earthquakes all over the world in diverse places. This is actually in scripture where they said it's going to be like strange weather and earthquakes in diverse places. So I've been noticing ever since last year, right? And in particular, right after the blood moon, the weather patterns has been real crazy. And I've been noticing that the planet is real hot. I'm talking about even today when I was coming home, it was like maybe like 85 or 86. but with the humidity, it was just so damn hot. And I'm looking around, I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, you know what? The planet is definitely heating up. And as you can see right now, the planet right now is cleansing itself. Because if you look at the weather patterns have been very, very crazy. They saying the glacier caps are melting right now. And also they saying that the UV rays, I believe that's coming off of the sun is real hot. And I was also I believe dealing with, I think they were saying planet Nibiru, which is the second sun for real. Mm-hmm. They said that is coming closer to the universe.
Repeat what you just said again, Brother Miles.
All right. They were saying about the second sun dealing with planet Nibiru. They were saying that the second sun, is coming closer to the earth. And wow. they're saying now that the UV rays, man, it is really getting hot. And I actually noticed it is hot as hell more than usual. And also I have been seeing, they said Caucasians cannot even come outside until after 5.
Yeah, I can contest to that. There are some that would say that Black people, we are the real people, we are the real humans. There are others that are not. And as a result, the change in this world is coming, and there's some that won't survive it, and there's some that will survive it, and those that won't. I think that's real heavy stuff that you're talking about, brother. We need to study more into it.
Yes, we do.
There's a sister you should check out by the name of Radical Sister Bree. I think she called Radical Sister.
Radical Sister. That's my girl right there. Yeah.
And she's done a book on Hiroshima, the fish, and the climate, and all of that sort of stuff. I'm not right as much great explanation as I could, but I've been checking out what she's been talking about on her channel, and she's doing excellent work in making us aware of this climate and how it's impacting us. This is what I believe. This is my personal opinion. I think that this is another smokescreen. They want to scare us and make us think that someone from the outside is going to destroy us. It's going to be the Russians. It's going to be this. It's going to be Chinese. I think when you learn history, if one does not understand history, one is deemed to repeat history. Mm-hmm. Every great civilization had a rise and had a decline.
That's right.
What makes America any different than Rome, Greece, or any other civilization that had a rise and a decline? I believe that society will destroy itself. And then I really believe when you look at these, people, y'all need to not sleep on these sci-fi movies. These sci-fi movies are telling you what's coming down the pipeline. These sci-fi movies are telling you what may happen. I think that we're going to destroy ourselves, personally. Okay? That's what I personally think, because they're playing around with biological weapons. They're creating, they're manipulating our food with GMOs, Monsanto. Mm-hmm. They're causing us to get cancers where we shouldn't have cancers.
We shouldn't.
I was looking at a sister's channel who went out and she got a seedless watermelon. Sitting in her house next to a seed watermelon, and she said all of a sudden water and shit started linking out of it. Then she opened up and said, "This is unnatural." She said, "Look at the color of it. Look at the decoloration. Look at this. Look at the skin coming off the wrong way." I said, "Wow, that's GMO engineered food, right?" Now, check this one out, Brother B Miles.
Right.
They don't want us having a B17 vitamin. Do you know that a B17 vitamin, if they were to sell it over the counter, it could decrease some of the cancers that we're getting? Wow. Right? So they don't want you to have a B17. You know why? And I know this for a fact because of working in mental health. I work in psychology. The pharmaceutical companies are making money off of your death and your sickness. There is no cure. They tell you that there's no cure to a common cold. That's a lie.
Yeah.
They can cure a lot of it. But the bottom line, brother, there is no profit to be made in the cure. Only profit to be made in having you live with these sicknesses is in making you die, because money is recoverable and people are expendable. So,
Mm-hmm.
population control, depopulation control. Check it out. 1974, Henry Kissinger talked about how he can create famines, how he can manipulate food supplies. Did a video about that. This is very much real. I got another video coming out with an audio about Agenda 21. Are you hip?
Mm-hmm.
21. You got those guide stones, the Georgia guide stones in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
The population has to be at a certain level. And nobody mysteriously knows who actually put that monument there or that statue there. There's so many things going on in our society. Mind control is very real. If I keep telling him, if I keep over and over again, Brother B. Miles, I think you need a cold drink, brother. I think you need a Coca-Cola. If I keep saying it to you over and over and over and over.
No, I'm good. I drunk that water.
Brother B. Miles is going to get up and say, I need a Coca-Cola. That's now let's not be I'm going to be goofy here because brother, look, these is realities, brother.
Right.
Give me one moment right here. I got to play this because we need to know that these are things that make you chuckle, makes me chuckle, and we gotta understand. Okay, it makes us chuckle just like that, folks. So when I said a mouthful there, a mouthful, brother. Let me ask you, in Lions Den, are there any questions in the chat room that you are noticing that you might want to read to brother?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to find some questions, but more than likely, it's not even questions; it's comments.
Okay.
Okay. We got one comment here. I think from Ilulu. I can't pronounce the name, but it says that they even can ripe fruit instantly with certain type of gas they spray on fruit and veggies. Nicole Ali said the solution are with us, no one else. And Beverly Cook says alkaline diet, Dr. Selby, that's why they killed him. Check it out, family. B-Mal, I want to ask you this question. We're talking about the midterm elections, and we basically were saying that most people are concerned, especially in the Black community, that we're too afraid to vote because the voter suppression in some states, like Georgia, like Ohio and Texas. What can Black people do? Should we stay at home, or should we go out in record numbers and vote for at least the right kind of candidate that represents for us?
Well, if you ask me, man, I'm sorry. Well, if you ask me, I don't see why the hell they should vote any damn way. You know, because if you ask me, I mean, voting, we all got to keep this real. We already know the vote don't count no damn way. So for them to go out there, you know, saying we're going to cast out voting record numbers and all that. Now we already know that voting is a joke. Now this is not me disrespecting the ancestors or anything of that nature, because I had to go through that situation. But Donald Trump is being elected. Oh, we gotta vote. Donald Trump going to get it, and I'm like, what are y'all afraid of? You know, Donald Trump is in. So me, like that whole entire voter thing to me, man, like I'm beyond that, because I feel as though voting ain't going to change a damn thing until we put money behind the vote. Money is not going to change a thing. So they can go out there and vote for that candidate all they want. But if we not voting as a collective and putting money behind these candidates as a collective, it's not even going to matter. So with this whole midterm election thing, Black people having all of this fear and all that, they need to get their head out of the clouds and stop going around here thinking that the vote is going to finally bring some sort of major change to them.
Okay, brother. Information is power. That's right. Let me just say this, brother. What would you say to people that would say to you, well, if you don't go out and vote, you don't have a right to complain because you don't count because you didn't vote? What would you say to people that say that to you?
Oh boy. well, the question will be is, how many more years of suffering are you willing to put up with? Do you think a vote is going to change, or are you going to change it yourself? You know, we got to stop going around here waiting for somebody to change it, and I'm changing it. You know, with a vote, it ain't going to change any. It ain't going to change anyway, because we got to change it ourselves. We got to stop sitting around here thinking that we're going to vote for the only thing we voting for, man. We just voting for a slicker devil. We only voted for a better looking devil that only going to come in office and put us back into the same situation. So when I hear those people talking about saying that, oh, well, you shouldn't complain if you didn't vote. Well, guess what? We've been voting and complaining for the last over 400 years. Has anything changed? No. Has marching changed a thing? No. Has voting changed any of our situations? No. Because the voting was going to change the thing. We voted for Obama twice, and we are still we are 50 years back when we were dealing with Obama. You know, and this is something to my Obama maniacs out there, okay? For your Obama maniacs out there, you feel me? What has Obama done specifically for us as a people? What can we say that Obama has done specifically for us as so-called African Americans? 9 times out of 10, they only going to give you a damn symbolic victory. Well, Obama did this, Obama did that.
Well, brother, I can say personally that Obama did this for me in Lions Den.
I am Barack Obama. Listening to Lions Den and information and speak truth.
But one question though, B-Mal, and you know, we hear what Donald Trump said in one of his press conferences when he says that, and I quote, that if the Democrats take control of the House and the Senate, then there's going to be a basically violence by the left. So what is your reaction to Trump's statement?
Well, pretty much when I'm looking at that statement is he's pretty much talking to his base. He's pretty much saying, like, look, if I get impeached, y'all better like incite violence. That's what I'm gaining from that. Now, I'm not trying to put no fear monger. I'm not trying to come off like some sort of conspiracy theorist, but I'm going to say this. To me, that sounds like, look, if I get impeached, that sounds like he's giving them up for that daggone race war. Because, you know, I'm a tired of dealing with the first person on the free. You feel me? They already been giving up for that anyway. You feel me? So to me, what that sound like, Donald Trump is sounding the alarm. He's saying if I'm going to lose the midterm elections, there's going to be violence. And even Rudy Giuliani said, it's going to be a revolt if Donald Trump loses. So Donald Trump and his cronies over there, he's talking to his base. He's letting them know, like, look, if we're going to lose this thing, he's pretty much letting them know, like, look, this is our last hoorah. If I'm going to lose this damn thing, and I'm not going to I'm not going to make America great again, we're going to go out with a bang. You feel what I'm saying? He is talking to his base, getting them. I mean, he is letting them know and getting them ready and get up. Like, look, I can't afford to lose this right here. You feel what I'm saying? So we're going to make America great again. If I lose, you better start banging out. Anytime the president's saying it's going to be violence, you know something up.
You know, let me get on this issue too. I know that a lot of us feel some kind of way about one Omarosa. Daddy took away her Sweetwater biscuits.
Yeah.
Upset, and that's why she is now telling all of the dirt on his. But one thing I think is being honest about. I was listening to a radio program the other day, and it's starting to come together that this whole thing that she says about Donald Trump wants to start a race war, it's starting to come to fruition that it's true.
Yeah.
He wants to create this this sort of. That's how he got into office. He got into office on race, so he's trying to maintain his power on race. You see,
right?
And see, this is how I see it, brother. We as Black people gotta take a gut check, look at ourselves in the mirror.
Yeah.
What have we been doing that has not been working as it relates to this political game? There's an old saying that when you keep doing something over and over again, expecting different results, and you get the same results, that's close to being insane.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Mentally ill. So Black people, we need to examine that and say, why are we keep chasing our tail like a dog chasing a tail, but coming up with the same results? And it's almost like Charlie Brown on Halloween, where all the kids got candy, but Charlie Brown got nothing but rocks in his bag. Black people are like that character. We're going out for Halloween to get candy, but all the other kids, all the other groups and other races are getting candy in their bag, and Black people keep getting rocks in our bag. Mm-hmm. Being told that, oh, it's okay if you're getting rocks. Just keep hope alive. Just have some dreams, and maybe things will get better for you, and maybe someday you'll get candy in your bag.
Oh man, they've been saying that for the longest time, man. We've been, of course, when they come down to that, man, we've been played by these, these so-called Black leaders. Mm-hmm. These so-called Black leaders who have been handpicked. Yes. The preachers is garbage. They keep on having us voted for these daggone Democrats, man, who have decimated the Black community. They have done a lot of damage. But for the last 50 years since Dr. King has been gone, they have done a lot of damage to our communities, man. They have, to me, if you ask me, man, the Democratic Party, man, they are like, how can I explain it? They are like the owners, and we are like the animal. And they got us trained like them. They got us on this long leash like animals, and they only going to give us a long enough leash to where we only going to go but so far. And they always keep us in this victim ass mindset where, you guys have been victims. Yeah, we've been victims of racism, but they keep us in this mindset of like, that you're a minority, or you guys are only, things are only going to get better. You just got to just keep on praying or cast your vote and all that. It's these so-called Black leaders.
Let me say this. Franks in the chat room said, we ain't had a Black politician since Adam Clayton Powell, and I concur on that. Adam Clayton Powell was the only quote-unquote Black politician, in my opinion, that really was for the people, really was trying to stick it to the system. I have to agree with that. I want to say a shout out to Peggy Roster, a shout out to Sister Rosalind, who's been very supportive of me. I want to give a shout out to Bon Bon. I want to give a shout out to Nikki Justice. I want to give a shout out to Afrocentric TV, Sonia C's, One Righteous Being. Thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Subscribe to Brother B Miles if you have not. Subscribe to Brother Lions Den. Support, and share the video. Share, and share alike. Brother Miles, you were going to say something. Sorry to cut you off, brother.
Oh, no, you good, man. Yeah, man.
What's your time like right now? Because I have more stuff I want to ask you, but I want to be respectful of your time, brother.
All right, I'm gonna say like give me about like 25 more minutes.
Okay, 25 more minutes. Go right ahead. What you were gonna say before I ask you this question.
All right, okay. Yeah, man. Like they just keep us in this perpetual mode of like, victimhood. They keep us in this perpetual this state of thinking that things are finally going to get better. They have us in this mindset where we just gotta keep hope alive. And what we need to do as the people, man, we gotta understand that we have to really understand that these leaders don't have none of our interests in hearts. Because once they took out Malcolm X and once they took out Dr. King, they made sure they said that J. Edgar Hoover said, if they are going to be any more Black messiahs, if they are going to be any more Black messiahs, we are going to pick them for them. So what we got to understand is, we got to understand that these so-called Black leaders, they don't have their best interest at heart for us. We got to take it upon ourselves. Voting for these daggone leaders, man, is not going to do a thing. Because if we don't have the money behind the votes,
yes,
our vote really don't count anyway. We got to put money behind these candidates. But of course, these Black leaders, they keep on telling us we just got to cast the vote. Things are going to get better. Cast the vote. We got to understand, like what Dr. Clark Anderson said, no, if you don't have no money, you have no say so.
Okay. Brother, let me play something by one Nilly Fuller Jr. And I want to get your opinion on what this brother is saying right here. And let me play a little bit of this.
We have a code, and the code says one thing: do not contact each other unless we have something constructive to say or to do. Now that's dynamite right there. That will give the white supremacists a headache overnight. If every non-white person, every black person on the planet would just start doing that right this minute.
So basically, brother, what Nilly Fuller Jr. is saying is that black people, if we can be constructive in our conversations, come to solutions, not argue with one another, that would give a lot of problems to the system, because the system is used to us being at each other's throats. He's saying that black people should stay away from each other if it's not going to be a constructive conversation that leads to a solution, because we were born and we're on this earth to solve problems. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man, he's absolutely right about that, man, because for what I've seen, you know, as far as us as a people, man, a lot of times when we're around each other, we ain't talking about nothing anyway. And what we need to do right now, we got to come together at the table, man. We got to really sit down and talk about things that are going to be constructive, that's going to get us up out of this daggone struggle. Because from my experience, man, like a lot of times when I'm around my people, they are not talking about anything constructive. They only talking about who got shot on the block. They only talk about who's fucking who in love and hip hop. They only want to be talking about who got killed on power. They only want to be talking about a bunch of daggone nonsense. And see, we have to come together as a people with like-minded people who's ready and willing to like come up with solutions, because we have been at each other's necks. We've been at each other's necks, man. We don't have no type of unity at all. Now, mind you, I mean, my thing is this: I don't care whether you might be a Christian, a Muslim, a Hebrew, a Moor, a Kemite, you Pan-Africanist, you black nationalist. We got to put all those titles to the side. We got to put all titles to the side, and we got to say, look, we're going to come together collectively as a community. We got to be ready as a community, as a whole. Not not necessarily just us up here in North America, not just Central America, not just South America. It has to be all of us as melanated people. We got to say, you know what? We going to do this as a people, and we got to stop sitting around here waiting for Sky Daddy Jesus to save our asses. Why? Because it's not going to happen. We got to come together collectively as a people. Because see, once we start moving collectively as a people, the ancestors of the Most High is going to have our back anyway. Mm-hmm. But until then, we got to put we got to put aside our differences, because us having these titles and all, like, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if you want to be an Israelite, you want to be a 5% a Christian, a Muslim, that's fine. Okay. You know, we can debate that later. But until then, until we keep on, going in that perpetual cycle of us beefing one another, nothing is going to get solved.
Okay. Brother, let me ask you something, brother, because I know your time is coming down short. You're involved in the music game, and tell us a little bit about your music, your experience in the music game, how you got into that. Give us a little bit about your passion around that area, your creativity.
Oh yeah, man. Actually, I started rapping like 21 years ago. I was actually started rapping when I was 13 years old. I was around, in the neighborhood and stuff like that. My homeboys was always having ciphers, stuff like that. So I always wanted to join in on the cipher. So what I started doing was I would use like other rappers' raps, and I would join in a cipher. And that was when, my one of my homeboys like, man, like that wasn't one of your raps. You got to start writing your own. So I started writing my own raps. And eventually, after a while, that's when I dropped the basketball. I went to the microphone, and And I dropped the basketball and I went to the microphone and come to find out my homeboys that was rapping before me, I wound up surpassing them. They was coming to me about, they was asking me about raps. They was coming to me about insight. And some of my greatest influences when it came down to rap, of course, it's going to be a lot of East Coast bias. I'm listening to, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, Cool G Rap, a Tribe Called Quest, DOS Effects, Wu-Tang, the Wu-Tangs, the Nas, the Biggies, the Pacs, the Jay-Z's, DOS Effects, Black Moon, Sons of Man, Killer Army, who else, man? So many rappers to name. Like I said, Wu-Tangs, the Mobb Deeps, Biggies, Big L's, Big Puns, the DMXs of the world. But my greatest who else? Nas, AZ, the Locks. But my greatest influence, man, is my man Nas, man. Nasty Nas. That's my greatest influence right there.
Wow. But I go all the way back to the late 70s, early 80s with the rap music, brother. I'm old school that way, and I really appreciate brothers like yourself that's in the music, and hopefully you can bring it back to the respectability, because
right.
I often say to myself, I need to put out a sign outside my door saying I'm looking to hire new rappers.
Wow. That's something. Yeah, man. This whole entire mumble rap thing right now, man, the way how the rap game looking right now, it's totally terrible, man. It's utterly disgusting.
Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page with that. I didn't know how you would feel about my statements like that, because I have to be honest, because I go back to the late 70s with the music, to the 80s, to the 90s, to up to now. And I have a frame of reference to be able to say, this is the style, but this is where it's kind of slipping. What really bothers me, this is what bothers me, brother, since I have you on here. I feel like we're losing our culture and our music just the way jazz was lost from us. Last time I went to a concert was a year ago. They had the old school concert where I live at. They had what's that? Coolio, and they had Rapping MC. They had all these old school folks, right? But the majority, check this out, brother. I'm gonna make everybody laugh. I felt, when you eat, have you ever ate Raisin Bran cereal, brother? Raisin Bran.
Oh yeah.
When you eat Raisin Bran cereal and you get to the end of the cereal where it's just milk and you see a couple of black little raisins in there?
Yeah.
That's how it feels when you go to these rap concerts. I'm like one of a few black people that's in the audience. I felt like a little raisin in the bowl of milk after you.
Wow. Good analogy.
I'm serious.
Wow.
And I'm saying to myself, what's happening to rap music is what happened to all of our genres of music. Look, brother, I come from a time when you didn't have white people listening to our music, brother. They couldn't stand it. I come from a time when MTV was one of the most racist channels on television. They didn't want no black people on MTV. It was
that's real.
It was Michael Jackson was the first individual performer, a black person, to break onto MTV. And then I gotta can anybody in the chat room name me what was the first black group to be on MTV? I bet you folks are gonna have a hard time figuring this.
The Run DMC?
No, it was not Run DMC. It's gonna surprise you. Is anybody in the chat room? Can you put that in the thing?
Not NWA.
Your info, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay, brother, name it.
Shalimar.
Shalimar was the first black group to break the doors down to be on MTV. And a lot of people don't know this, brother. Let me give you some trivia. Do you know that the album, the label that they were on, Shalimar, was called Solar Records, that came out of Soul Train? Don Cornelius was supposed to actually own a label with a couple of the brothers. He didn't want to go into the music making business. He wanted to continue with the Soul Train show that he was doing. So his business partners broke off from him, created a record label in Los Angeles called Solar Records, which Shalimar was a part of, because they were dancers originally on Soul Train. That's a little trivia for folks out there who may not. So for some of you millennials who weren't born, who just hatched out of your egg yesterday.
Right.
But brother, let me ask you, for the sake of time, I've got to ask you this. You've been seeing a lot of shit that's going on. You got stabbings of black folks. Now, on one of your times, you say black women stabbed 7 times by racial white males. Then you talked about Julius Malani responds to Trump. Before you leave us, I want you to give us a taste of what the hell you think is going on with these stabbings, black people being stabbed. What the hell is going on with Donald Trump and his whole issue, the whole issue around Julian Malani? I mean, no. What is your thoughts about what's happening in South Africa? Go ahead, brother.
I'm gonna say like what's going on in South Africa, man. I mean, they're just taking back the land. You know, I really feel as though that now I really like what Julius Malema is doing. You feel me? I like what they doing in South Africa. You feel me? Because when I seen that brother spoke, man, I'm talking about that brother is a warrior, man. That brother, the spirit of Winnie Mandela is over the South African people. Because when I seen that brother, man, that brother down there, man, they are ready to like fight and die for that land in South Africa. So all of a sudden now, excuse me again, the reason why Donald Trump is actually worried about South Africa because they don't want the world to see melanated people take back their land. Mind you, so the whole world can see, like, hold up, like, y'all gonna let these niggas right here, you know what I'm saying, take back the land when we was down here all of this time. But that's when the South African president said Donald Trump need to mind his business. He said Donald Trump wasn't down here doing apartheid. Donald Trump ain't do none of this stuff. So why is he worried about that? So what I'm saying right now, we are seeing how the tide is turning. And if you ask me, I really believe that South Africa, man, they really has sparked something that is finally going to go worldwide. Because they is showing, like, look, man, we're not taking no shorts. We're going to take back the land. We are ready to fight. We are ready to fight and bleed and die for this land right here that naturally belongs to us and not these white South Afrikaners.
You know what? I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying that you notice that a lot of these white Afrikaners, as they call themselves, they come from the Dutch countries, you know. New Netherlands, all these kind of places that they come from. And he's saying that a lot of these European countries where they come from, they don't want them, brother, because originally these were the criminals that they kicked out of their country. These were the individuals that were what they felt were like peasants.
Savages.
They don't want them back. Why is it that none of these European countries are saying, hey, you can come on back here? Because they know what they are. They don't want them.
Nope.
They don't want them. And that's just the damn.
Not at all.
So nobody wants to deal with that fact that they don't want these people. Okay?
Nope. Not at all.
Now, let me this is the kind of man that we're dealing with, right? He says he can let me see this here. This is the kind of man we're dealing with. Listen to this soundbite.
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
So he says he can stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue, and he wouldn't lose any voters. This is the kind of mentality we're dealing with. We're looking at a man who opened up a big ad in New York, thousands of dollars that he spent to condemn 5 black men.
Yes, he did.
Who were innocent. Now, this is a man whose father discriminated in housing when it came to people that looked like me and you in New York, and he reinforced what his father was doing. This is a man who does not fall far from the apple tree of his father, because you are a byproduct of your family members, and his father, 1922, was involved with the Ku Klux Klan fighting against the cops in New York. This is where Donald Trump learns this type of ideology from. I believe that he's racist. I got a problem with black folks who say he's not a racist, that support this, that support his ideology. I don't support it. I think it's a detriment to the country. Donald Trump is, he basically, what it tells me is it's a wake-up call for black people.
It is.
But see, Miles, I'm going to take you back in the time machine, brother. We should have had a wake-up call during Katrina when you saw when they left those black folks for dead in New Orleans.
Oh, man.
Why didn't we wake up during that time and realize what kind of country we live in? Why?
That's what I'm saying.
That this country showed us how they feel about us as a people when they let those black people suffer in New Orleans for weeks without any water. You had black people having to leave their mothers outside that damn Superdome to die. That should have woke us up.
It should have.
Once again, we got this love affair. Well, let me get into my step infection. Oh, master, I love master. I can't live without my master. He puts the cornbread and the cornbread and the greens on my table. You're telling me to reject the master? Like they said in Superfly the movie. Nigga, you crazy. You think I'm gonna give up this color TV, this fine house and threads and car? That's our mentality in a nutshell. We don't want to let this shit go because we in love with our TVs and our cars and our buttermilk biscuits that the white man gives us on the first and the second, the first and the 15th of the month. Brother Lions, I hear you talking in the background, brother. You got something to say?
Sorry about that. Quick question, B Miles. One question: what can you tell the brothers and sisters? Because I know we have two different fronts right now. Because some black sisters want to move to Africa. Some said that this is our country in the first place, and we don't want to go anywhere. What can you tell the brothers and sisters? Where can black brothers and sisters do? If we can go to Africa, should we go to Africa in this type of crisis?
That's a really good question right there. I'm not really the expert on it, but I'll just say some advice. Now we do have to get passports, and I will say if you definitely want to repatriate, go back to Africa for real, I will say go to countries where the majority is where you're going to find so-called African Americans at, like Ghana. Another place where you can go to if you want to go back to Africa, if you want to go there for real. Another place is Liberia, because Liberia, our bloodline is over there anyway. We have like a very strong, African American presence that's over there in Liberia. Because when I did the research on Liberia, when I talked to Liberians, they told me that they said any American of African descent that is over there in the United States, he told me, he said that is your land over there. So I definitely will say that if they will go back to Africa, I definitely will say go to countries where there's a high concentration where we are, in those places. But if you decide to stay here, man, I definitely will say we got to start looking into land. We got to start looking at our own land, because if we don't have any land to live off of, that is what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us. We got to start looking at land, because if we don't have any type of land to live off of, to where we can, live and survive off of, and we can actually grow our own food, stuff like that, then, it's pointless. We have to have land. That is one key thing.
Brother, let me tell you, Brother B. Miles, I know you said you had 20 minutes and you've been gracious, brother. I don't want to take up all your time, but we're going to have to do, and I thank you for this, because there's so much more for us to dig into. We're going to have to bring you back to dig into these issues on a comprehensive level. Now, let me, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, the stabbings, brother. What are your opinions about these stabbings that have been going on? Black women, black people being attacked by these usual suspects.
Oh, man, it's a very sad situation. These attacks right here are not isolated. These are not isolated events. And another thing as well, we got to understand when we are out there, we have to be on code, and we got to keep our eyes on these people. Now, I'm not going to say don't pay attention to anybody, but they are going after soft targets. And they know when it come down to our sisters, the brothers right now are not really protecting our sisters. I put a video out saying we got to protect them. They going after soft targets. They only going after our women, and they definitely going after our children, especially when I'm looking at the situation of these two sisters recently. Nia, what was her name? Nia Wilson, sister got stabbed to death. That should not be happening in our communities. That should not have happened. And then, of course, this other sister was laying next to that goddamn fucking devil. She wound up getting stabbed 7 times, didn't even know what was going on. That should not be happening at all. They should be put in check to where as soon as we see them, you feel me, automatic fear should be coming in their daggone heart. They are going after soft targets. We need to make sure that we are on code, because these situations, they are not isolated, because they know even if they stab one of us, they hurt one of us, they still not going to get no daggone jail time, because they all on code right now.
Okay. You know, brother, one of the things that really, I got to ask you this question because it's been all over YouTube. What is your opinion about black male and female relations? What is it? What is our responsibilities? I mean, we have black women who feel some kind of way about black men in terms of the fact that they want us to step up, live up to being a man. Then we have brothers on YouTube that will talk about the issue about Pookie and Ray Ray being the downfall to the black community. Then you have the whole thing about educated lames, and then you have brothers that would say, "Hey, it's not my job as a brother who has himself together to now come back and clean up the black community, to clean up what Pookie and Ray Ray has screwed up. It's not my job to come clean up and take care of a child that a woman decided to have because she made a bad decision with the kind of man she's got in her life." I mean, you hear these kind of things all over YouTube. What is your opinion?
Oh man, it's black male and female relationships right now is, oh man, we in bad shape right now. We are in terrible shape because the things that I've seen on YouTube, man, the way how we bash one another on the YouTube as far as our relationships is horrible, man. We bash one another, and then of course, man, it's just so sad to see how we are so quick to put each other down, and how we so quick to prop up another race of people when it comes to dating. From what I'm seeing in black male and female relationships, you know, both of us got to hold each other accountable. We both got to be held accountable, because if you ask me, it's on both sides. You know, we had a lot of men who done the sisters wrong. We had a lot of sisters who have done a lot of brothers wrong. You know, if you ask me, it's on both sides. You know, we have to heal from within. Mm-hmm. We need to do a lot of healing from within as a people, mm-hmm. because we have put each other through so much traumatic experiences, man, to the point where now we don't trust each other. You know, I literally seen for years how black men, how they trash black women. Now all of a sudden now they got our sisters promoting the swirl thing. You got the Issa Rae, but her dumb ass, she want to be promoting this daggone, well, black women need to date Asian man. You got this daggone stupid ass babe, which named Crystal and Carrison, who's promoting that junk out there. And for what I'm sitting at right now, man, we are in terrible shape, but not to say that we can't fix it, which we can. But we both got to hold ourselves accountable so we can fix the problems and the issues, because we got to break that cycle. We keep going in that same repetitive cycle of just hurting one another, but we're not taking time to heal.
You're exactly right, brother. We have to heal as a people, as a race. I believe that as a black man, I can do everything I can to build myself up, do the best to improve myself. But once I do that, I think together the energy, the energy of the female and the masculine energy is a match that must work in harmony with each other. And we've got to get back to doing that. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I don't think we're gonna save everybody. I think a lot of our brother. Are you familiar with brother Super Sly 75?
Yeah. I seen this channel. Yeah.
That brother feels that the black community, as it comprises right now, is scorched earth. Stick a fork in it. But he believes that we got to restart over again. And so my opinion is that it's going to have to be rebuilt through our youth, our young.
Yeah.
If you have kids, if you're a father, you have to reshape the minds of your kids for a new tomorrow. And this is the thing. A lot of us are not going to be alive to see the future. See, one of the problems with black men in particular is that we have this mentality where when we build something, we want to be around to get the glory for it and be alive. We have to realize that when you look at schools that are around today, the Morehouses, the Howards, the black people who created those schools, in some cases you have these white slave masters creating these schools. But they are not alive today to see what Morehouse looks like today, right? They just laid the seeds in the foundation. We as black men have to have the kind of mentality that, you know what, I may not be alive to see the seeds that I plant today. But damn it, if I don't plant these seeds, then my people will never get to the glory and get to where they need to be. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh man, that is a really good question though, man, because that's deep. You got me in deep thought on this one. You got me in real deep thought, man. Wow. Real deep thought about this one, man. I gotta really think about one.
Okay.
And you were saying about the seeds that we plant, man. Wow. You know, that is something that we do have to plan for. You know, we have to plant our seeds right now, you know, for the future. You know, and oh man, you got me such a deep thought of this question. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Wow, this is deep, man.
Well, look, let's do this, Brother Miles. Let's do this. I want you to ponder on that question. Hell, make a video about it, brother.
Yeah, I meant to make a video on that.
I want you to ponder on that question, because when we get you back on, brother,
right,
go right to that question. So, with that said, as I hate to let this brother go, because wait a minute, one more question, brother, and then we're going to depart. Just one more question, because I want you to ponder on that question that I brought up, because it's very important. Let me see here. You made a deep statement on one of your videos where you said the United States has enslaved itself. What the hell are you talking about, Brother Miles? Explain to us, how has the United States, or I like to call it the United Snakes of America, how has it enslaved itself, brother? Go right ahead.
Oh man, it's so amazing. The reason why I say that it has enslaved itself, because it seemed like the same very things that they have put us through now is being reversed on them. Remember how when the crack epidemic came in the 80s, for real, and how it flooded the black community, how they were telling us, you know, you got to pull yourselves by your bootstraps, get out of the problem. You guys got to do this and this and this. Now, all of a sudden, we got an opioid issue. Now we got this issue right here. Now this issue is flooding their communities now. But this, you know what I mean? And now all of a sudden, how they changed the bias. Because now that their people and their children, they are dropping like flies. Now, it's like now you want to be saying, "Oh, it is the issue." And see, when I checked out the situation, they said when it came down to the drugs, they were underprescribing black people, because you know there's a myth saying that black people don't feel any pain. They was doing that during slavery, but back to the case in point, they overprescribed whites with these pills, and then they got addicted. So now you got their own daggone people being enslaved to drugs that they overprescribed them to. So now all of a sudden they're being hooked onto these drugs. Now their people are dropping like flies right now. So now I found it to be very amazing that their people are dropping like flies right now. Now they want to be calling this thing an issue, because what I found it to be so amazing, and it's what Malcolm X said years ago. He said it, and it's so true. He said the chickens have come home to roost. The chickens have come home to roost. And for what I'm saying right now, the United States has really enslaved itself. The same very problems that Black people have been going through for the longest time, every other ethnic group in this country is actually going through, in particular, in particular, Caucasian people, because it's like they die from deaths of despair, alcohol abuse, drug abuse. They're dying now from like the suicide rates at an all-time high. They are dying in so many more ways than one, to the point where they can't even keep up. So now what I'm saying, from what I'm saying, what's being put on us, now it's being put back on them.
But you know, there's an old saying, the universe. Beware of the energy that you put out into the universe, because you'll get it back thrown at you. If you get negative, you get negative back. But what I do see as the difference, Brother Miles, is that when Black people were getting hooked on the crack cocaine back in the 80s, 90s, they criminalized it and they said that we were criminals.
Right.
Now that white people are getting hooked on these opioids, now they want to say, oh, it's a medical problem.
It's a health issue.
Have mercy on their souls.
Right.
When Black folks got hooked on drugs, we was called crackheads and
crack baby
and Ray and Pookie and Chris, all that kind of stuff, brother. So it's crazy. But with that said, with the sake of time, Lions Den, do you want to ask one last question before we put a crescendo on tonight's stream?
Yes. Yes, female. One of the chat people says he want to hear you rhyme or freestyle. Can you?
Oh yeah, go ahead and give us a freestyle, brother. Let's get the music set, get everything queued up here. There we go. Bang.
My man about to put on the beat. Oh snap!
Let me see. Let me play Tone Bangers again, because that's just a musical. I think you could probably.
Oh snap! They want me to hear.
See if I get Tone Bangers back on here.
Oh man, they about to put on. He said, "I just want to hear me rap." And just to let my audience know, man, I got a music video coming real soon. Single about to drop real soon.
Okay, nice.
Single about to drop real soon. Video coming real soon for the audience and all that. And also, the album is definitely going to be coming sometime, like this fall. I'm definitely going to say pushing by the middle towards the end of November. My album is going to be dropping.
I'm going to be supporting it, brother. We're going to support it on this channel. Fantastic. Let me play this little beat, see if we can get something out of you. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I did wrong. Here we go. Let me see here. And let me put my my magic on this. Let me see. I don't know if that's beady. I don't know if that you need a little bit more. Actually, I gotta give some credit. This music is actually produced by Brother Tone Bangers. He has a YouTube channel. The brother's doing fantastic things, so definitely support him in the music. But do you got a little bit of a freestyle in your brother tonight? Or
yes, sure.
Go right ahead. Because I'm trying to see if I can find a nice little beat for you. But go right ahead if you got something that you can spit out for us, brother.
All right, okay, check it out. Yo, who wanna test this? Perpetuates my profession. This for no description. Split whack contestants. I'm on some techie shit. Shut down your plexus, my venom. I'll leave you chestless and vestless. You get deaded. My rhyme skill on some infrared shit. Once the rubber less split, I'll leave you necklace. Blaze you with no negligence. I got your answer like opposite. If you have the damn question, I destroy your whole regiment. That's when I'm pledging. Cause you heard MCs haven't heard of me. I get down and dirty in the casket. This make it first to be. If you dare to murder me, I murder you before you murder me. But verbally, I burn you third degree. This how I burn them seas. When I'm representing until I'm resting, I'ma drop the ill shit to leave you restless. Till your white veterans, I brutalize your style. If it's formed by any compound or element, have you all perplexed and neglected from my perspective. Be Morse when I'm repping. Man, fucking accurate. Already proved that I'm a legend.
Woo! Yeah. Let me give him a real clap here. Yeah.
Learn something. Learn something.
Yeah.
Big Mouth, that is so fire.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Lions.
Next time we have you on here, I'm gonna cue up a nice little up-tempo beat.
Yeah.
Fresh with it, brother. Really get fucking fresh with it. So, brother, everybody, Lions Den, give everybody love in the chat room. I'm gonna and then we're gonna give our final farewell to brother B Miles 84 of the Conscious Channel.
All right.
Done. All right. Go ahead, Lions Den.
All right. Let's do this in the chat room. We got. I'm saying let's go best. Let's go to Cheryl's Natural again. We got King Waves, Bonbon, Anthony Bates, R New Style, Afrocentric, Autonomy TV, Nicole Ali, Zia, Max Evans, Sonia C's, Psychopathic Thesis, S. Wiseman, Bonbon. Let's see here. Nicole Justice on the Run, Hood Mistress Reloaded. We got Gap Talk Media. Let's see. Brother Danubian, Fly C. We're going to go Dis and D. We go Leo Johnson. Chris Yahuwah. Let's go. Let's see. Going straight. Anthony Bates, Future 5001. And we're gonna go. And then I'm just gonna scroll straight back. See. I guess I'm gonna try to go way back here. Going straight back. Okay, Annette B.
Okay, Annette B. We got team footage. Everybody that's in the chat room that's new to the channel, go right ahead and subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to Brother B Miles, subscribe to his channel. Lions Den, just support us. Brother Miles, what I want to do right now is I want to give you the last words that you want to say, anything inspirational to say to anybody in the chat room before I fire up our conclusion, our music to conclude our program, brother. And once again, we're gonna get you back on. You're gonna see me a lot more over in your channel. I think sometimes, brother, because we're 3 hours difference, when you do some of your streams, sometimes I miss them. Sometimes I'm sleeping when you're but you're gonna see me in your chat room participating, brother. But we're gonna bring you back, especially when the album come out. I wanna definitely give me a heads up on that, brother, because you got my email, because I want to be able to promote it on my channel, promote it to all my social media. But we're gonna get you back on and give us some last words of inspiration, brother. Give us some consciousness.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna say to my audience, man, if you have not broke free from the prison of your mind, it is the right time to break free from the prison of your mind, because we are in this awakening. And the reason why I say that, man, because the worst prison that you can ever live in on this planet is the one of your mind. And I definitely will say, man, I definitely will say to my audience, man, don't run from yourself. Run to yourself and be who you naturally are. Love yourself and love, the journey, and love the path that you take. Because at the end of the day, nobody else is going to take that path but you. And you have to understand that no matter what you're doing, like, somebody always going to judge you. But it does not matter, because at the end of the day, you have to make yourself happy. You have to make yourself happy and give yourself a peace of mind. So my advice to y'all is, don't run from yourself and be who you naturally are. And I'm definitely going to say, break free from the prison of your mind.
Prison of your mind. With that said, everybody, we want to thank Brother B Miles again with a clap. And I'm gonna play this soundbite too. You all have heard it because I think Brother B Miles would appreciate this soundbite that I'm about to play. Black folks gotta be codified. We gotta stop bootlicking, bug dancing for the cornbread. So with that said, thank you. Let me play our music, Brother Miles. Brother, keep doing your thing.
Appreciate it, brother.
Out there and be more, brother. Woo!
Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you too, brother.
Appreciate the 2 lines, then. Peace.
Peace. Woo. Oh. So Lions Den, I know it's getting late, but I was thinking about whether we should do a Q&A tonight, bring some folks on the panel and talk or not. It's been a while since I did that.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'll put a link in there. We'll talk for a brief moment with some folks.
Okay.
And I'll put a brief link in there. Let's play our other music here. Woo! Woo! Yes. I gotta check something, brother, because my speaker is not working to its full capacity. I gotta get some new speakers. I gotta up my game with my speakers in the system. Everybody out there, I appreciate you guys supporting us. I'm gonna put a link in the chat. We'll have a brief Q&A, just a brief Q&A.
Okay.
Information Man and Info Show. The Information in Lions Den Show. Lions Den. I don't know what's wrong with my I'm not getting the sound that I should be getting, brother.
Oh, I know.
I think it's my connection. I gotta fix it.
You can fuck with a no, so stop trying this. Heavyweight, so they try to infiltrate with hate. Knocking my milk up on my plate, but we do not take the bait. Don't hesitate when it's time.
So let me go into my
bullshit like I was stirring fluid. Wait a minute, like then. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, like then. Wait a minute. It's the info man and the Lions Den. 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 Raise your ass about those numbers. This ain't no dream. You can't fuck with Lions or info team. Raise your ass about those numbers. This ain't no dream. You can't fuck with Lions or info team. Raise your ass about those numbers. This ain't no dream. You can't fuck with Lions or info team. Raise your ass about those numbers. This ain't no dream. You can't fuck with Lions or info team. It's the info man and the Lions Den. It's the info man and the Lions Den. It's the info man and the Lions Den. It's the info man.
So if anybody wants to come on board for a brief moment and talk about the show, what your thoughts were about Brother B Miles 84 Conscious Channel, come on aboard and join us. And please mute your mic. What your thoughts were about Brother B Miles 84 Conscious Channel. Please.
Okay, we got King Wade.
All right, mute those mics, folks. We should know better than that. We should know that by now. All right, let me, I'm just gonna keep that music in the backdrop, and I'm gonna take the beautiful thumbnail of one B Miles 84 Conscious Channel. I might create another thumbnail for the final thumbnail of this.
Hello.
All right, brother, hang on for a moment. I'm gonna disengage from this thing right here. Just give me a quick. The info man and Lions Den. All right, hey, J-Dog.
Hey, what's up?
All right,
Hey.
J-Dog and King Wade, what's good, my brothers?
Hey, what's good with y'all?
What's good with the family? Hold on. All right, am I good?
Okay, yeah, you guys are good.
All right. Good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right.
Let's see if we got another person here.
Okay, I think we had Art. Well, Art left the chat. Okay, it's Info. You still there? Okay, Information Man is muted right now. So I want to know, either one of you brothers, how do you feel about the show so far?
Well, see, I got in a little halfway, so you know, I just happened to get like the last quarter of it. But so far so good. You know what I'm saying? The content was good and it's on point. So yeah, I just liked it. I always love the the content that's being brought.
Okay. J-Dog, your thoughts.
I thought it was very
the content.
Brandon B. Miles was able to come on the show. I was subscribed
the content.
This channel. Brandon B. Miles was able to come on the show. I was subscribed.
Okay, guys. Someone mute them.
Brandon B. Miles was able to come on the show. I was subscribed.
Okay, guys. Someone mute them.
Somebody's gotta mute themselves because it's causing feedback in our ears. So if please just go ahead and mute yourself. Thank you. And then we'll come to each brother and let them speak their piece. So J-Dog, let's start over again, J-Dog. You were making your comments about the program tonight. Give us your thoughts, brother.
I thought it was a very good program. I like listening to B. Miles. He speaks the truth. I've seen a lot of his videos. I've been subscribed to him for a long time, for a while. He speaks the truth. He really gets in deep. And he talks about some of the situations.
Okay. Now, who's the other brother who has the really smooth, cool James Brown avatar?
That's me right here. Can you hear me?
Who's the other brother who has the really smooth, cool James Brown avatar?
That's me right here. Can you hear me?
That's me right here. Can you hear me? Problem. Okay, all right. Who's the other brother who has the really smooth?
You have to mute yourself on your end.
Right here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but the problem is that you got to mute yourself on your end because it causes a lot of feedback. But go right ahead, brother. Tell us who you are. I don't think I recognize your avatar. I know it's the king of soul, but go ahead and tell us who you are, brother. Because I don't see
Godfather of Soul.
Godfather of Soul. That's right, Godfather of Soul. Thank you, J-Dog.
You're dressing the James Brown person, right?
Go ahead and tell us who you are, brother. I don't see
Godfather of Soul.
That's right, Godfather of Soul. Thank you, J-Dog.
You're dressing the James Brown person, right? Am I causing the echo?
Go ahead and tell us who you are, brother. I don't see
Mute your YouTube. Don't mute the Google Hangout. Mute the YouTube. If you're watching it directly from your YouTube mute the YouTube. Don't mute Google Hangout.
We're having some technical difficulties right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good. You good.
That's good. That's a hell of a lot better, brother.
Yeah.
Let us know who you are, brother.
Yeah. So, they call me Art New Style because I am an artist.
Okay.
I've been checking pretty much the brothers out for a while. But man, I'm in high support of what you guys do. And I'm all for trying to make sure that we reach out to the young brothers and young sisters that are in need of our assistance. But it just baffles me when I hear people talk about, I'm just going to keep to myself and let people rot away. That's crazy. But also I'm the one that keeps sending in the NPHC stuff because I am a Q. And I think I run into the circle. I'm out here in the West Coast as well. So
okay. You know what, brother? I'm gonna have to get your information. Are you familiar with Kevin Samuels? He's the brother that has the channel where he talks about he's an image consultant, talks about style, fashion, dating, you know, building oneself up. He's trying to put together a panel with brothers like yourself that are members of these type of organizations to talk about the benefits of these organizations in terms of how it has benefited us and what the benefit is to the Black community and what we have actually engaged in some of these. Because I know there's a lot of people have all their different views, but I think we want to set the record straight on a few things with doing this program. And he's looking to get legitimate people on the panel to talk about these issues.
Okay, Kevin Samuels?
Yes, you know Kevin Samuels, brother. He has a YouTube channel. Yeah. Are you
I'll look for him. That's one brother I haven't heard of. So
yeah, he has a channel, pretty big YouTuber, and he has a, you know, his whole thing is about image, style, because that's what he does. He consults for that, and check him out, brother.
Yeah, I teach high school. I'm a college professor too. So.
Oh, okay, you're a college professor? Okay, man, we need to really talk. But what I need to do, hopefully, you got an email or some kind of way I can make contact with you, brother. We need to definitely do it. Maybe after I end this stream, you can stay on here after I end it so that I can get your information, you know, if you want to do it more privately.
Not a problem. Private is good, so I can give you the whole lowdown.
Once I end this Q&A, brother, I want you to stay on so that we can exchange the information that's necessary. But go right ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, I'm just making sure you know who I am, so you see the art new style. You won't get so, you know, like who's this guy. So pretty much I am a brother. And I pretty much just, I mean, my whole thing is I hear a lot of brothers talk about, well, it's either this or it's either that. But my whole thing is take it all and make it all work. You know, you got your bougies where you got your people from the hood. You got your people that are nerdy. I mean, you got all of that. Why can't you just put it all together and make sure they all fit somewhere?
Well, you know, there are some, I was on a panel with some brothers on O'Shea's channel with a bunch of different Black men who had different opinions.
I saw it.
And oh, thank you. And some brothers are saying that the brothers that you would deem as the educated lames, they feel like they've been sort of pushed out of the community because they don't fit a certain narrative, because they maybe they're nerdy in their presentation or nerdy in the way they think. And the question is, can we as Black people afford to push any Black person away from us who could benefit our community, maybe because they may have a particular type of skill?
But I would say this: there's a lot. I mean, a lot of those brothers that say that are contradicting themselves because they quote Dr. Francis Cress Wells and they quote Dr. Khalid Muhammad. They quote Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. I mean, that can go on. All these guys are doctors, and they went to these so-called white institutions. Some of them are even Kappas, Alphas, Omegas. Matter of fact, Dr. Khalid Muhammad is an Omega. So it's like, okay, is he part of Boule? You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, they have to really do some research before. I mean, it's good for people to be outspoken and expressive, but at the same time, you got to do your research so that you can hit things on point without us going back and forth and rambling until you find out things the hard way. And then, you know, it's just, we don't have that much time left. You know, that's my thing on it. I mean, it sounds like too, is that people want to go farther into pushing back the intellectuals and not understanding that if it wasn't for some of the intellectuals, they wouldn't have these opportunities. You know, I mean, you have to know how to speak, you know, speak the language of different genres in order for you to open doors. But for some reason, that's not being recognized. I don't even know if that's their job, but it's like, okay, if you got all this energy banging on your Black intellectuals, how come you don't have all this energy banging on the white man that's putting you in this bad position? You know, you always, you know, I'm just listening to all these different things. And like I said, I'm quite sure they mean well, but at the same time, you know, I mean, you got to keep going. I mean, you can't just contradict yourself at the same time where you're saying Black first. You know, I mean, everyone has their own gift to bring to the table. Everyone. So, I mean, we just have to respect each other. I mean, I like all these panels. it's good. It's good therapy because it lets me know that I'm not alone. You know, I teach in a predominantly Latino environment, but I'm looking for more brothers and sisters to reach out for. And it's amazing, but I don't want to take up too much of the time here.
No, brother. I mean, you know, I like to hear what other people have to say. You have a perspective, and you know, whether people would disagree with it or not, you know, we have to realize that there's perspectives that people have. So I cheer you on to speak your piece, and that which we don't agree with, we'll have to disagree to be peacefully about it, and that we agree with, we can have some solidarity about.
Yeah, my take on agreeing and disagree, it kind of shuts down on some of the information that you will need to know after the disagreement. But sometimes when you throw that word out there, people just stop expressing themselves because basically, you know, I mean, sometimes people, I mean, you got these egos and you have these, you know, like I guess bruised egos. So it's like, okay, well, you're going to feel that way. Either I'm going to push my point until you agree, or I'm just going to shut down because you hurt my feelings. They're not going to say that, but in actuality, there's something else that they probably had as a follow-up that we could have used. So usually if I'm kind of disagreeing or I'm not feeling it, I don't use disagree as much. I just pretty much just listen. If it's somewhere I'm not really feeling it, I'll just say, well, let me break it down from what I see, or this is from my perspective. It's my point. Because I mean, we haven't fully healed as a people yet to really, you know, bring things together. And I mean, we still learning. We still, I mean, in a way, we're kind of like childlike mind, like Bobby Hemmett said. We act like children, even though some of us are 50, 60. But we still act like, you know, little brats, you know, and who's going to check you? You know, who has an authority where you can go and, I mean, yeah, you got the conscious community, but even those people, they don't even go to their babas or their elders anymore. You know, so no one is really humbled enough. I ain't gonna say no one, but not enough is humbled enough to really find out, okay, these are things I need to fix, and these are things that I messed up on and I need to improve on and humble myself. You don't have that much anymore. And I'm quite sure there's causes of and there's reasons, but I don't know. I mean, these are just the things I would throw in there, you know.
Okay, brother. Definitely. Does anybody else on the panel like to speak their bless us with their words?
Oh, yes, good. Good evening, it's Nikki Justice. Peace and Black Power to everybody on the panel. Thank you, Information Man. Good night. How are you?
I'm doing fine, sister. Good to have you on here. What are your thoughts about tonight's program? And Nicole Ali, let me just say this. Nicole Ali, I sent you a link, so come on in on the panel, sister. And but what are your thoughts about the program tonight?
Definitely a knowledgeable guest. Definitely someone that is adding to the conversation. Okay, definitely a powerful brother. Something that we need. I have seen the brother a time or two on his channel. I do see his videos and things of this nature, and he really is, you know, kicking the knowledge. Definitely, 100%. And we was listening to his rap, so he got a couple of bars, you know what I'm saying? So he's going in the right direction. I definitely appreciate his commentary tonight.
Okay, fantastic. Glad to have you on board with us. Let me say something. Everybody out there, I love my brother Gab Talk Media. And he had contacted me one early morning, and he said, brother, this is how we as Black men and Black people need to treat one another. He said, brother, I know that you plan to do a interview with brother B Miles, and I actually have an interview set up with him as well. And he said to me, brother, when are you doing your interview? I said, well, brother, I'm still trying to make contact with him. But then I told him, brother, do your thing, brother. Do your interview with the brother. Because whether he did the interview before me or after me, to me, it doesn't really matter. We as Black people need to have as many of us connecting with each other as possible.
Hello?
That's the most important thing. So, brother Who else? Who else? Somebody said hello, and I'm who's saying hello at this time?
Oh, all right. Quest Ion. Y'all know who Quest Ion is?
J-Dog. I'm in the middle of my diatribe, brother. You got to let me finish before you just start speaking out like that, brother. I'll come right back to you. All respect to you, okay?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna hit mute real quick because I got a call from Quest Ion.
All right, hit your mute. I was just
Ion.
All right, hit your mute, brother, and then we'll come back to you. Believe that. I just wanted to say this because Brother Gab was gracious when we both were talking about the fact that we were both trying to interview this brother. So Gab is going to bring B Miles on his platform, and I want to see is just as much people that were willing to support my program or our program tonight support Brother Gab. So I would like to see everybody that was in here tonight in his channel when he has a chance to engage with Brother B Miles. Brother Gab, unmute yourself and give us some thoughts, brother.
Oh, peace, brother. Thanks. I appreciate being on the panel. You allowing us to be on the panel. Powerful show, man. Powerful show. I mean, I didn't expect anything less, really. The brother B Miles is as real as they come, man. Yeah, I appreciate the love and you explaining how that went down as far as the interviews and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
And I appreciate the way that you carried it, man. A lot of integrity, and like I always tell you, brother, it's always consistent, man. And I'm learning from you, like every day. And so yeah, me and brother B Miles will probably be setting something up later, and it'll probably be topic specific. And that brother's humble, man. He's a very humble brother.
I'm going to be listening, and I'm urging everybody that was in this chat tonight. I want to see your chat room blow up when you bring Miles on, and I'm going to be promoting it behind the scenes, brother. Hey, brother Psychopathian, brother, I thought you was going to come on the panel and bless us with your presence too. But that's what we're going to do. We want the same presence on your channel, brother, because Brother Gab has got good material, folks. He's growing. Please subscribe to his channel, support him. The brother is philosophical. He is a family man. He is a good man, a man of principle. So definitely, and if you haven't had a chance to check out the interview that I did with Brother Gab, it's on my channel. Check it out. It was an excellent, I thought, live stream with the brother, and the brother has great insight. So let's see who else. Let me see. Lions, then you got any words you want to say, brother?
Yes, I would like to say I'm very, very humble, and I'm very, very excited that my boy B Mile 84 came in there for an interview from the both of us. And he's speaking the truth, info. I'm not gonna lie, he's speaking the truth. He speaks the real deal. I'm telling you, he is a very, very deep brother.
Definitely, I'm feeling him. I was feeling everything that was being said, brother. Let me see. We got now. I think J-Dog had something that he wanted to say, because I'm going to go over to King Wage and see if he's King Wage. Let me just ask you this question, brother. Did you say you got a new, you got another channel? Because I want to subscribe to it if you got the channel, brother.
Yeah, man, I had to hop on to another channel because it seems like YouTube pretty much disabled my streaming abilities, so I had to restart another one, which is called One Righteous Being.
Okay.
Put the link up in the chat room.
Drop the link in the chat room again. Drop it in the chat room again. All right. Oh, we got Nicole Ali coming in.
Hey, what's going on?
Woo, wait a minute now. Gotta give her some love here, because no one doesn't like her.
What? What are you doing? Cut it out.
Peace, Nico. Peace.
Hey, peace, everybody. Y'all go ahead. What y'all was saying. I'll mute myself.
Peace, Queen.
No, Queen. Don't go nowhere.
Hey, what's going on, Nikki? King Wage.
Nikki, gone. Sister.
How you doing?
You go on, Nikki, with your fine self.
Thank you.
But Nicole, I got to get your comments on tonight. What were your thoughts?
Oh no, y'all go ahead. I'll wait until everybody's done.
Okay. Well, J Dog, are you there, brother? Speak your piece.
I'm here.
Hey, brother, we're all ears. We're gonna listen. We're gonna listen.
Oh yeah. I guess the reason why I was on the phone was because Quest and of course Nicole was trying to get into your panel, and also Gab. Quest Eon said that he got 2 calls from you. Missed 2 calls from you or something. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. I mean, hopefully we figure things. I think try to get these through. Other than that, I'm doing fine. I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do y'all think I should do a Patreon thing? Because one of my biggest issues is when it comes to this, my channels or anything or any social media is the notification situation. It's just I'm to the point where I know that right now the only other good notification system is on Patreon, but of course, if people want to watch my videos, they have to pay to watch my videos, and every once in a while, I have to pay Patreon.
My advice to you would be, brother, depending, I would keep building up your content, keep improving your content, build up your channel, gain support before you start jumping into the whole I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a Patreon. I rarely put it in the chat room. I rarely make mention of it too much. I might drop it in my channel at the bottom or something. I don't make an issue out of it because right now I'm not really at a point where I want to start asking and telling people, give me money, give me this, give me that. I feel like I'm a man. I can stand on my own 2 feet. I'm willing to spend the money to improve the channel. Now, if people want to give me donations or whatever, fine. But guess what? If you're going to give me donations, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to crack open the bag and say, look, this is where your money went to the channel, right? So there's a lot of things I want to do, man. I'm going to probably take the channel to the next level with green screen technology and try to like get more technical with the platform. But I just think, J-Dog, keep working on your craft, keep working on your material. My advice to you is keep doing collaborations with people. Like J-Dog, I think that it's time for me to do something with you, brother, too, as well. So I think just do collaborations with people, keep pushing the envelope with your material, keep improving your material before you start. It's like if you really haven't built your platform up, it's kind of premature, in my opinion, to start asking people for money unless people just want to give you something out of the kindness of their heart because they see what you're building. Like, for example, brother, I have no problem with supporting you because I see what you're doing. So I would say I would be one of the first people to put some money in your Patreon. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that, but just take a step at a time. Keep collaborating with people. And we know that YouTube is sort of messing with us. We've been talking this stuff and saying this. We know that already, but we should not let it stop us on our purpose and our grind. So let's just keep doing it. And it's your choice what you want to do, J-Dog. I'm not trying to tell you what to do per se. I'm just trying to give you some advice because there's some of us who do have Patreon and we don't push it, and some of us that do. Technically, I put in paperwork a long time ago with YouTube about monetization, right? Where you get the super chat, right? I don't have super chat on there. Am I stressing over it? No. Will it probably pop up one day on my thing? Yes. And if people decide to send me $2, $3, I appreciate it. Am I going to get on here and start saying, you son of a bitch, just give me $5? No, that's not my style. I'm not going to do that.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I ain't asking for money either. I mean,
So other than that, let's get back on topic, brother, because we don't want to make this the Patreon Lordy, give me some money stream. We want to get back on topic now, J-Dog. We can talk about these things behind the scenes, brother. Let's just get back on topic here. I understand that you're trying to build your channel up. We're going to support you, J-Dog. A lot of us have your back. It just takes time. It takes hustle. Believe me, it takes hustle, brother. And I'm not saying you're not hustling, but anyway, let's get on topic. Anybody have anything they want to state?
Yes, I would like to say something. What can we do as a collective to help South Africa? Because we all know that white supremacy is a global thing, and we are in the global diaspora too. So as us as a collective, we should figure out a way of how to actually support our brother Malema. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. My biggest step that I would take right now is how many of us are willing to make contact with the organization that he runs to be able to say, you know what, brother, what can we do here in America to help what you guys are doing, to help you there? Do you need some financial support to your organization? Do you need us to support what you're doing? Maybe we can get some of the folks that are in the organization on our YouTube channels to put out the word as to what's really going on in South Africa. Maybe that's the approach that we should try to make contact with some of these folks. Join a organization that is in the support of South Africa and what they're trying to do. Maybe see if it's possible for us in America to join the EFF. Is it possible for us to do that living here in America? That's one of my thoughts that come to my mind as you ask that question, brother.
All right, sounds good.
Anybody else want to tackle that?
No, that's a hot topic.
Hot topic, yes, indeed.
For a number of reasons too. Not to say that we shouldn't support it. The thing that I draw back for, and this is just, I'm kind of throwing a thought out there to anybody that supports other nations, and it's not that I don't want or that I don't think that other people that they should do that. It's that charity, the principle of charity begins at home, and there's so many things that need to happen with us here that I almost feel funny reaching outside if I'm not doing something right here with the organizations that need support here. And I'm just kind of throwing that out there, really for some feedback, because I'm not saying I'm right in thinking like that.
Well, you're talking about we should focus on fixing the home base. If we can't fix our home base, how are we going to transform outside of our own grounds that we walk on? Is that where you're coming from? I don't want to speak for you, but I'm just.
No, you're exactly right. I do. Like Black folks, we love to push support out elsewhere, and I'm not saying that we're not connected to the homeland, but it's a lot going on. I mean, we got Chicago. I mean, we got the cities of America who I'm sure are begging for some kind of support, and I think we're much more suited to help each other here.
Let me give you a retrospect, though, brother. Remember when we had the apartheid happening in South Africa? Black people here in America, we were able to still support that situation while at the same time battling our situations here in America. Is there any comparison? Can we make a comparison to this? That we as Black people, we can walk, chew gum, and ride a bicycle all at the same time, because we did it. We can make an argument that we did it during apartheid. We played a big role in putting an end to what was going on over there. We played a big role.
Oh, well, I could appreciate that. But where are we as a result of that?
Oh man, you bring up a good question. Let's just say
that happened right after the crack epidemic was slowing down.
Right, it was around the 80s.
Right around that time.
Exactly. We're not exactly where we should be too, brother. So you make a good point. I can't argue that.
We never have been.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to agree with the brother Gabe talk 100%. We do feel for other people 100%, but that was a part of B-Mal's conversation. You know, we're not saying we do not love Africa. We don't, want to connect with Africa and things of this nature. We know a little bit about Liberia and things of this nature, but while there's things going on there, we have to say, we have to say what's going on here. Everybody talking about Chicago, but Baltimore is on the map right now. You know what I'm talking about? It's like I'm not hearing a lot of people speak about what's going on right here in Baltimore. We see what's going on in Chicago, Detroit, Michigan still has lead. Like we are in such dire straits right now. And if we're not even supporting each other, if we're not even reaching out to each other, and just even a manner of speaking like this, you know what I'm saying, with us just not even knowing each other online, then how is it that we are going to continue to run to Africa? And when we run to Africa, where exactly are we running to? Because nobody's looking for me in Africa. So, I mean, my place is right here where I am with the people that I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Can I say one more? I want to say one more thing, Alpo.
Right here, brother.
Going back to the spirit of brother King, what Wade is saying, and what you were saying, like we can do multiple things. Like I don't want anybody to stop their emotion if they want to show that type of love. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's kind of who we are, and you gotta follow. You do have to follow your heart. So if there are organizations and you feel that that's something that you want to do, you follow that, brother. You follow what's going on with you in your heart. I was just simply kind of sharing what my focus was and what I'm thinking on at this time. It don't mean that I'll stay there if I get more information, but it's just kind of like where I was. So I don't want to discourage you in anything that you're trying to do for the blacks in the diaspora.
No. But I gotta be honest with you, brother. What you stated was very logical. You said during that time when we were very much in support of what was happening to brothers and sisters in South Africa, then the question became, what became of us? And Sister Ali came in and said, well, we had the crack situation. Black folks were dying of that. We still catching a lot of hell in this society with police brutality. We have some economic issues that we're dealing with. You both made valid points. I could not say a word out of my mouth because you put it right where the ghost could get it. You put it exactly what it was. And the question is, I always believe that it's about self-preservation. We have to, if we can't take care of ourselves, if we can't take care of ourselves here, what are we going to build abroad? Now, I do believe, I've been talking about the BAIO. I do believe that black folks need land. Do we need infrastructure? Yes, I do believe we need infrastructure. But the question is, where do we start from where we are right now? Where do we start from where we are? Do we have the energy and the commitment to try to help brothers and sisters in South Africa? They're having their battle. We're still having our battles over here. And let me put out something else out there that might be controversial right now. Is anybody in South Africa making any stance for black people in America and the things that we deal with? And that's controversial, what I just said.
No.
People the wrong way, but I had to say that.
Well, not that I've heard, but the EFF and South Africa, honestly speaking, they're better situated to help themselves than we are at helping ourselves here. They have a sense of nationhood. They've been a nation for a long time, though they've been in a situation where they've been somewhat colonialized, but they do have a sense of nationhood far better than we do here. So they're actually doing what they have to do. They're moving. And my hope is that when they are in a situation, because the brother Julius Malema has acknowledged some of the things that's happening with blacks in the diaspora, and he mentioned the killings of blacks going on in America, specifically in his speech. So they are aware, but again, I would say that they are a lot stronger at helping themselves than we are at helping ourselves here.
Okay, okay. Brother Art, you've been quiet for a while, brother. You have anything you wanna speak upon these issues? You've heard a lot that's been said since the last time you spoke. Is there anything that resonates in your mind that you've heard, or anything you want to put on the table?
Yeah, I was going in and out because somebody called me.
Okay, I understand.
I was hearing something about the South African situation. And when I first heard him talk about returning the land, and then pretty much, I guess without compensation, chills went down my spine, because when the last time we heard something like that from people of indigenous nature or aboriginal or whatever it is, right? Just black. I'll just throw black out there. Just of a black nature. Matter of fact, he said black people. We're going to return the land to the black people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, the reason why chills went down my spine is because they're in charge. Usually when someone tries to speak like that, all of a sudden, all kinds of white people come through and try to just stop whatever decisions you try to make just because he picked you as the dictator. So now it's like, okay, this is us. This is our land. We remember the history. We didn't forget. So we're trying to restore this on our own. And I would say this, it's going to get down to where it's going to be more of a snowball effect around the whole continent, in my opinion. And not only the whole continent, but I think it's going to really chime into Latin America as well. Because, even though they ran the Spaniards and all the Portuguese, whatever, send them out, that whole caste system and that whole nasty element is still taking over their countries, where they can't really be themselves where they were before the invasions and colonizations came through. So now it just seemed like things are just coming back, and I'm like, people cheering for like these little sports teams and all this kind of stuff. I'm cheering for my people to get their stuff back. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm all for it, and I'm waiting for the opportunity that whatever opportunity opens, I'm all there. I'm helping. So on that note, but I'm not sure what was discussed besides that.
Well, I had made brother Gab Talk Media made a good point, and Sister Nicole Ali made a good point. I had made a point that the question was, what can we do to get involved with what's happening in South Africa? Then Brother Gab was saying that we need to really focus on home, what we're doing here in America, because we're catching some hell here. We need to clean up our own house before we can clean up another house. And then the question I said is that, well, back in the early 80s during apartheid and 90s, you had black people were supporting trying to get rid of that system in South Africa, while at the same time dealing with our struggles here in America. And I thought that we were successful in doing that. But then he brought me back to reality and said, well, what happened to black people after that? Well, we had the crack epidemic in America, which they called us drug addicts, but yet white people can get hooked on opiates and they're being called patients and medical, it's a medical problem.
Right.
And then Sister Nicole Ali said it was a crack epidemic that hit us hard. And they made me really take a reverse thought about it and say, you know what, it's true. And then later on down the line, I made the statement that, well, how many South Africans are actually putting up a battle for what's happening to black folks in America? Do they have our backs as much as we want to say that we should have their back? And I'm not saying that to be divisive. It's a controversial thing to say, but it's an honest thing to say. So that's kind of where the conversation kind of took its course.
Okay. So one thing that I've been to South America, and I've been to Japan. Well, I just focus on South America. There's a lot of our people there. And the one thing that I noticed, we want to help people out, but at the same time, we're still in need of resources too in our hood, and sometimes they got resources over there, and then vice versa. So not only you're helping out, but then at the same time you're doing business and trade, because usually, you know, these white folks go over there and get all kinds of resources and bring it back. Matter of fact, they take it. You know that. They take it without even, you know, just asking or whatever, and dare you to you know, say anything. So yeah, so but the thing is, I mean, when I teach in Brazil sometimes. I teach art. And when I go to the favelas, they're way more happy to see me than a white person. And the thing is, certain things that they have, you know, they're willing to, I mean, they want to see more black people. You know, I mean, they still deal with white folks, but they'd rather see us and do business. I mean, they got beans, they got coffee, they got all, I mean, they got sugar cane, they got all that stuff over there. But these white folks are just, you know, cheating them out because they you know, they're trying to survive. But there's a lot of black folks that want to do things for our community. But okay, for example, I don't know if anybody old enough to remember the old Muhammad Speaks.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So have a little bit of age on us, but I remember that, brother.
Yeah, because I'm almost 50.
Okay. I'm about 2 years from being 50 years old, brother. So I kind of remember what you're talking about.
I got you. I'm right with you. Now, on the top, there's a black man. I mean, there's a sun in the middle, right?
Yes.
And there's a black man, or there's two black people reaching over each other, reaching over and grabbing each other's hand, right? And from what I gathered, from what I understood, was that that was a black man from one side of the planet reaching out to another black man from the other side of the planet.
That's deep.
Elijah Muhammad, what he's done, he used to bring in H.G. Whiting or Blue Seas. I think it was H.G. Whiting or Blue Seas Fish. Would you believe he went to Japan and got all that fish and employed so many people in the nation? I mean, it wasn't just fish, but it was other things. But that was a large resource based on just reaching out to different parts of the world and recognizing. That's during the time when Japanese did recognize that they were the brown man. I don't know what they think they are now. They probably think they're white. But at the same time, I would say this, because I don't want to be too long-winded, but I'm just saying that not only, okay, yeah, we're supposed to take care of our own backyard, but there's some people, I mean, some of us can reach out, take care of other people, but at the same time, learn how to utilize their resources, and we share our resources so we can still help each other. Because there's some people, I mean, put it this way. Remember I said earlier that we can't just do things one way. There's so many ways to do so many different things. Wow, so there might be someone to say, well, we need to take care of our own, you know, home or whatever. Yeah, you got that crew to do that. Then you got the travelers to do some other things. I mean, everyone can do things in shifts, you know, and that's the part where I mean, look at the Asian people. They do that stuff. Some people do things over here. Some go over there. Matter of fact, some of them come in our neighborhood.
Yeah, but keep this in mind that most Asians already come with their culture intact, their language. There are more ways, 4 ways. They come over here with everything intact.
I got that.
In some cases, they're giving government assistance. Yet when black people get any kind of government assistance, we're called bag ladies. We're called drain the system.
Right.
You know that white people are on welfare more than anybody.
Right. I got that. But now they're becoming more of an example.
Right. Brother Art, you mentioned okay.
For 1 minute, I have to end the radio portion of this program tonight.
Right.
Everybody out there listening in speaker.com, thank you for listening. This will end this portion of the program. Thank you, and definitely support. This will be found in the archives of iHeart, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. Once I upload it, thank you folks out there for being here. I give you a clap to you all, and have a good night. Okay. that was the radio portion. You know how that works, Gab. I had to end that part. So that,
yeah.
They give us
Yes,
3
sir.
hours. Give us 3 hours on there. It's ended. So continue. I just had to do that for the purpose of that particular broadcast. That was because we were on live on that too as well. Okay.
Absolutely.
Continue, brother. Continue, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, I was wanted to respond to Brother Art before I lose my thought, because he mentioned, and I'm not arguing your point either, brother. I'm just kind of throwing some other things out there. You mentioned the Muhammad Speaks and what the work of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was doing. And I agree with that in that way, because see, the Nation of Islam, though tiny, is somewhat recognized as an organized nation, and it is prepared to do business with other people. And if you have something that is prepared and reputable enough to do certain type of trade with other nations, I definitely support it. But you have to be recognized as a nation, and if you're not that, doing business is going to be really, really difficult, because you don't have the organizational structure to maintain anything. It'll be a bunch of one-offs if you're not organized in such a way to keep something going.
I'm gonna give you an example. When I mentioned that I teach out there, people kept asking, what school set this up for you? What organization set this up for you? You know what my answer was? Me. I did that. I set it up to where I make my own book, my own instructions manual. I mean, I have all that set up. So basically, I just made phone calls, wrote letters, and things like that. That's just me. And that's so when you say one little small thing, that would be me. Now imagine if you got 10 people with the same sentiment, or 20 people, not just a nation. But I mean, the thing, and then it's I'll stay with that. So that's one way to look at it. But you mentioned how the Nation of Islam was recognized as an organization. Well, who said that we can't work with organizations to do things? And the thing is, like for the Nation of Islam, I'll speak on Nation of Islam. I know a lot about them. They work with people that are not in a nation. They do things. So it's like you have a lot of options, but we just don't tap into it because it's either my way or the highway. I'm like, you got to start really swallowing your pride and working with people that will work with you.
I would agree. I'm a member of the Nation of Islam.
Okay, 54.
So I recognize exactly what you're saying, and I think your view is broad, and you definitely are recognizing different options. So I don't disagree with you, brother.
Right. So I have that. I have that background. So
But the thing about that is that the option of pretty much just saying, okay, I'm gonna go to another country where they know a different language, that the culture is different. It's a whole bunch of things that's different. I don't think it's just you just got on the phone, pick up the phone, and you just was like, hey, I'm coming to Brazil. It's like a whole bunch of more other things that you put into doing that.
Your sister, you got to put in some work.
Definitely.
It's not going to be easy. So, it boils down to how bad you want to make some changes. How diehard is it to you, to where, certain people need some resources, certain people need your help. So you got to learn some phrases here and there. You got to learn some customs and things like that. So you can't just be going to Brazil just to buy some women and all that. You got to know some people, I mean, that's just the bottom line. You gotta get some resources, get some history. I mean, last time I checked, Capoeira helped free slaves out there in Brazil, but we don't even talk about that. We keep talking about women with G-strings and feathers. I'm like, we got to start getting into the prominence of our people globally that we can use as resources. And I don't think it's necessarily trying to change who you are or ignore what's going on here. what we're see, the whole thing is that a lot of people are utilizing resources outwards and bringing it back. We're just not doing it enough. And if we are, we're only keeping it to ourselves. You know, I mean, that's what I've seen, you know, my little years, I've noticed that. So I think it's just time for us to really just start, you know, reaching and bringing back. It takes time, but it's possible.
To me, it's like, oh, Nikki, are you finished? Or you had something else to say? Or Art?
Oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
To me, from the whole conversation, even from when Information Man was talking to B Miles, even up until now, Gab and Nikki are talking to you, Art, it's like two things that keep popping out: consistency and legacy. Okay, to me, it's like you can have two types of views. You can either have this holistic view that's very broad, like Gab said, or you can have very specific view. And right now, we are so disorganized that you want to. The first law of nature is self-preservation, and within that, you have to use the least amount of energy to get to conserve your energy. Conserving energy is a part of self-preservation, and we are here. We have Africans here. We have children here who need to be taught how to survive, who need to be taught consistency, how to build a legacy here. And I appreciate what they're doing in South Africa and everything, but I agree with what Gab and Nikki were saying earlier. Like, we have a lot to focus on here. We can't, as women, can't even get straight with not going spending our money with other people
Yeah.
when we need to be going spending money with our own people. We can't even get that straight right now.
Let me ask you this,
That's part of organization, consistency.
sister.
That's not just in my opinion.
Let me ask you this: Are you? Because I hear the emphasis here quite a bit, which I understand.
Hmm.
Would you say that everyone is supposed to have the same mindset about here, or is it possible that people can go to their expertise to make here stronger?
I don't understand the question.
Okay, for example, when I hear here, that means don't go nowhere else. Just stay here and do what you got to do. From what I hear.
Here is wherever you are.
Right. So when I say here meaning United States only, nowhere else.
I didn't say I didn't say just the United States. Here's wherever you are. Obviously, everybody in the chat is not in the U.S.
Okay.
Everybody who will listen to this playback, everybody who will listen to wherever it's going, the different routes that it's going to, platforms, it's not only in the U.S. If you start in your, like True Royal says, you start in your immediate situation and you branch out from there. J Dog just said earlier he just got his passport today. I congratulated him about that. That's a
Right.
big step to take for us. Back in the day, my grandma never, she never had a passport. Okay, so that's a big step to take, just to have the thought to think, okay, let me fix things here, and then I'll be able to move on. But you can't. To me, it's pointless to go to a totally different continent, different language, different culture, different way of doing things, different politics. They going almost at the brink of a civil war right now in some of the African countries. Some of the African countries have been in recent civil wars,
Brazil
and
as
you
well.
go there, and you don't bring anything with you.
Well, that's the thing because
It's in a civil conflict.
what I was talking. I mean, I don't think I said anything to where you go somewhere and don't bring anything back. My whole delivery is, you utilize whatever resources here and there.
Mhm.
I never say anything about going somewhere and picking up someone's flag and fighting their cause and ignoring all our young brothers and sisters here and coming back later. I never said anything like that. From if I think that's where you're going, but
No, that's not where I'm going. I'm just trying to like better explain myself. Like I understand what you're saying. Like I said earlier, there's two different ways I can break down, just to simplify it, that you can look at it. a holistic way, which is what you were doing. And I look at things like, bit by bit. We already understand the grand scheme of things, but when you break it down, because our people on this continent, if you give it to us in a holistic way, we've seen those examples time and time again. Marcus Garvey attempted that. Elijah Muhammad learned from a lot of teachings of Marcus Garvey. Okay, he was successful in many ways, and a lot of other people have tried to do the holistic approach, and even some of their proteges have done the small little bit by bit approach as well. Some have been successful, some have not been successful. I'm talking about being successful that is consistent, where you can leave a legacy, whether it's on this continent or in Africa. But I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just looking at it maybe a little differently.
Yeah, I want to build with you, but I want to respond. But it seemed like Sister Nikki wanted to say something.
Yeah, I think she did.
Oh, yes. I don't think any of us are saying don't go to Africa or don't travel outside of the United States. That's definitely not the issue. I think that a bridge over troubled water is definitely something that we need, but we need a bridge between each other first. You see what I'm saying? And years ago, long time ago, when the minister Louis Farrakhan did go to Africa, he went to Libya to meet with some of the leaders there. They tried to out him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was during the Reagan era. So a couple of things are going on when our brothers are traveling. Someone like Irritated Genie was banned from Bermuda. You know what I mean? So it's a couple of things. It's like it really depends on what we going there to do. You know what I'm saying? What exactly when we have a message, it seems like there's an issue. But if we're going to these other, when we have a message to be like, look, we're being killed, we're being murdered, our schools are underperforming, we're living in certain conditions that is not conducive to a productive life. You know what I'm saying? And productive growth and development. And we're going to other countries. That's when we become terrorists. That's when we become other things. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with traveling, but when we're traveling, what we're being kept as, no matter what we do, is as a tourist.
Right. I see. I mean, I want to respond to both of you sisters. I appreciate talking to sisters like yourself. So it's an honor. It's a great honor. Um, for what it sounds like to me is that things can always be delegated. If you have a group of people that say, hey, home first, let's take care of this or whatever, we're going to put our energy here, then so be it. Get you to know all your experts and take care of all the ins and outs of what's needed in the community. And at the same time, those world travelers that go and fly and bring things back, they have to be on the same page with the people that's, staying behind. I mean, it's a matter of trust, coordination, a plan, a goal, things like that. But I think, and then, I mean, some people, let's just be real. And I'm with you, because for what it sounds like, it sounds like, I'm not sure if you sisters are saying that certain people that's going out there don't know what they're doing, maybe, and they just not doing well or whatever. And we got to take care of stuff here first. I'm trying to make sure I hear it right. But at the same time, you got to send the right people to do the job, because I mean we're still we're still catching hell here. We're catching some major hell here. I don't care if you got a doctor's degree or trucker's light, whatever it is, we're all catching the same hell. And so it's 2018 and we're still talking about, is he racist? Is he not racist? Really? So we got to stop doing the same thing, of course. But at the same time, there's other, put it this way, there's power in numbers. Let's be real. There's power in numbers. And again, it's always good to work with people that'll work with you. That's all that is right there. I don't know if I'm really addressing anything that was mentioned before or not.
No, you're making sense.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, no, I think you making sense. You making good sense, bro. I think it's a something for a longer discussion. I'm glad everybody got their thoughts out there.
yeah, I'm into building. I mean, because somebody may come up with an ideal that I don't see now, but I'm quite sure they see something that I don't see, and so as long as it ain't harming nobody, I'm gonna support you. I'm gonna find out where I fit in. If I don't see it, but I may fit in later, I'm gonna stick around to see, see what I can do. But I wouldn't sit there and shoot it down, especially our people and wanting to do stuff. I have to make sure that I'm around at least wait to find out where's my part in this. What can I do? Because I think
I agree. I agree.
because other people just sitting on their butt. This would be real. They sitting on their butt, or they just criticizing us for trying to do something. We need to push them to the side and work with the people that's willing to put in the work. That's my thing. But I am the spook that sat by the door and sometimes it sits. So I sit to the side and just wait and find out who I can help and just push them along the way. That's what I do. Because it seems like every time you're doing stuff out in the open, you're on the news and you're feeding people and whatever, that's when they get you. You're like,
right.
But when think about the Underground Railroad. She put in a lot of time and they didn't even know she existed. They heard about her. They never, they're like, we're going to catch this Miss Tubman lady. And, and remember her statement, who she could have freed. So she could have freed more, but a lot of people just love that cornbread and water biscuits and good master living. So, and by the way, that's kind of what I heard a little bit when, Information Man was on the panel on O'Shea with some of the brothers. They sound just like someone that Harriet Tubman would shoot on the way to. I'm like, come on, man. I feel,
that was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa.
That ain't the word for what that was, but continue. Excuse me.
And sisters,
but I was gonna mention something about that. The individuals like that. We have younger people who can't disseminate between that and the truth because they're just bombarded with that. And so that's another issue that slows down the process. And since they're so young, you don't want to just cut them off because they still have a chance to grow. And that's really discouraging because that would make you want to isolate yourself with just them and like try to, bring them up. People at that age, the people that the Information Man was talking to on some of those discussions, okay, they gone. Like they're done. They done made their decision. They adamant about what they want to say.
Yeah.
But they would influence the younger ones.
Right. That's why they just need to step aside. You said what you had to say. Now be invisible so we can reach those that want to be men and reach the women that want to be women. That's just the bottom line. That's the thing. It's like, okay, I teach and I'm pretty much, I'm hated by other teachers just because of my demeanor. Cause I don't like, we do have a lot of teachers that abuse students' trust. That pisses me off because, children trust us as teachers and no parents are around. We're with our students and nobody's looking in the room finding out what we're doing or what we're saying. Think about that. This is 187 days a year. Okay. And so when we sitting in these staff meetings, you always got some fool that's going to stand up, when we have usually when the administration say, well, we're going to do whatever we do to make sure the kids are college ready, and, all the formality stuff. Then there's some fool that's going to stand up and say, well, all kids ain't ready to go to college. All kids are, my whole thing is, if you a teacher, and some of these teachers are probably getting their masters and all that kind of stuff in the process, you're trying to, you're teaching kids, but at the same time, you're constantly keep saying over and over that, your leading speeches, all kids are not going to college. And that probably is so, but why are you there then if you're going to say that? Because 187 days, if a child could listen to a song, maybe what, 5 times, 6 times, know all the lyrics, the hook, whatever. The whole thing is all you have to do is memorize what the teacher is teaching you and then put life with it. Now, if you can't do that, you need to get out the classroom and don't come to our teachers' meetings. So at the same time, if you're in these groups that, Brother Information Man is, and you keep leading this whole thing like the black community is gone and I don't have to do nothing and whatever. Okay. Do you have to say it 20 times? Is that entertainment, or my whole thing is you repeat things so much, it becomes real. So if we're repeating a lot that, our children have a future, we're going to win this or whatever, then that should be more of the mantra. That's my whole thing. So
that's good.
I'm just tripping off that whole, I'm still back every time. Every now and then I try to listen, but sometimes I have to turn it off because that negativity is going to ring in my ears, because I got to, I'm raised.
Even with the teaching the students, my mother's a teacher, and even she says, she's a science teacher, big surprise, but she is 7th grade, and she's like, she tells the especially the black parents, she's like, you have to be reinforcing real history because science and history mixes together. And she's like, you have to reinforce real history, our history at home. And doing that, you build a legacy at home. Like just your small family. And that radiates out into the rest of the neighborhood, the rest of the community. But it starts small. And, she's just one teacher, one science teacher, but they're at a time of their life where biologically they're changing and they're going to be locked in, biologically for the rest of their life. Puberty, they're locking in, right?
Yes.
You're becoming more mature, starting to think about things differently. And so she tells them, like, you really need to focus on reiterating certain things at home, building new concepts. And she says she does that as a way to, like, determine which of the parents is cooning and which ones ain't, because that's going to determine which of the children going to be cooning.
That's right.
And you can see it reflected in them, And she said it's really sad. She said because back in the day when she was teaching like 3rd grade, elementary school, it wasn't. She said it wasn't that much cooning going on, but somewhere along the line, just it switched.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's sad to say. Of course, she doesn't tell them this, but she just be thinking this is gonna be a Paris Denard. Like this little boy.
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
You have that.
This is gonna be an Omarosa. Like she just thinking in her head, like, okay, she 11 already talking about white boys is cute. I love me some Matt Damon. That's like, somebody ain't consistent.
Yeah, I'm telling you. These some of the things is overlooked, and I'm not sure if this data is available on Google, whatever. But I found that what caught my attention was the majority of the English teachers in this country are white women.
Right.
The majority of the social science / history students are white men.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody finds that strange.
Right.
For sure, almost every institution where you're making some serious money, you got to know the English language. And then as far as the self-esteem, you got to have some kind of history teacher there to let you know your legacy. They got to teach your history. So therefore, if you go into like Chinese schools or or Middle Eastern schools or whatever it is, they're gonna let you know. They're gonna let you, like Middle Eastern schools, they're gonna let you know about Saladin and all these other guys. They're gonna get you some heritage so we can walk out with your chest out. But come on, in our schools, nah. So we're dealing with a self-esteem issue with our children, and plus they walk out not even knowing the fundamentals when they try to even go to college. So they probably do AP and honors, but when they start hitting up these colleges, these teachers made them think that they learned something, but they really didn't. So they sitting there struggling in these college and drop out pretty early. You know, I think they're probably their only hope from what I've been hearing. I can't prove, but from what I'm hearing, their only hope is to hit up the black college, you know, the historical black colleges, because at least they recognize it and got remedies for those. But if you ain't dealing with your own, they don't care about you. You know, so that's what I noticed. And like I said, I teach high school, so I give them the real. I give the students the real. And you got to remember, if you're in the hood, the only white people they have access to is either the cops or their teachers. And if they do have some white people in their neighborhood, it's probably from a group home or something like that. You know, it's so they only have a certain depiction of what white is. So you're not really seeing the meth heads. You're not, you know. So and then they got the television. So when you're dealing with all that, yeah, you're gonna get the Paris and Nars from the hood, you know, and that's good, you know. So and plus, what if they got tapped on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you're one of the good ones"? They're like, "Oh, I get my break. Let me get out of this place." So we have a lot of that. You know, there's always someone waiting to get out just because white folks accepted them, and that's still going on. 2018. You know what? I've been told I was one of the good ones. I'm like, really? I mean, I had to play it off like, okay, yeah, whatever, you know. But I still.
When they told me that, I said like hell and got sent to detention almost every time.
Yeah, I try to.
Like hell.
I play it off. I'm like, okay, well, because the thing is, I know what you're trying to say, but I ain't gonna tell you what I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like telling the butler, you know, he did it, and you have no.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how you gonna tell the butler you know he did it, and you ain't got no shield, you ain't got no bulletproof vest, and then you already broke down, you know, Mr. Butler, you killed the dog, you killed the maid, you killed my mama. Before you even finish, he said, I'm gonna kill you too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so sometimes you gotta lay low. You know, look around your surroundings. I know my brother knows your general orders, so
Absolutely.
you gotta keep always on the alert. You know, because you never know, even with your own people at times. But at the same time, our people can always be saved.
Yes, sir. I want to give a shout out to King Wade before I leave for even getting this line of discussion on, and I'm gonna thank
Right.
y'all for y'all contributions, man. I'm always grateful to that somebody is standing strong in their position so that they can get their thoughts out, and the temperament of the discussion is what's needed to make sure that these kinds of these discussions go on. So I'm appreciating brother Art. And Nicole, I appreciate everybody on the panel. Peace be unto all of y'all.
Oh, same to you, my brother.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
you too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on that chat.
And so, yeah. So I don't really come on these chats that much, though.
Well, brother, let me just say something.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate you coming on board and really bringing some spice and some energy, everybody, to the discussion. I've just been sitting back listening, brother, just taking in everything that everyone is saying. And this is the kind of dialogue that we need. No one's arguing with each other. We may have different opinions. We may agree with a lot of the same philosophies or thoughts. But it's constructive. It leads to improvement. People that are listening, that will listen to this, they'll be able to understand clearly what everyone is saying. It's not a bunch of nonsense being said. So I really appreciate you, Brother Art, coming on, and Sister Nicole Ali, and King Wage, and J-Dog came on. I really appreciate y'all coming on this evening for this Q&A. I really appreciate it.
Oh. Thank you very much. Kevin is I meant to say, just mention real quick, Kevin, he has a lot of good knowledge. He's on BGS Ibmore's channel.
Mm-hmm.
They have really good discussions. I think they're live right now, actually, but
I've been going
Kevin who?
Kevin
Samuel. I put his channel and link in the chat room.
Yeah, he has good content. I've been checking him out, and we're going to be doing some things together very soon. So I've been going over supporting his channel and everything like that. I like what the brother is about. He's very positive.
Right.
But sister, it's good to hear you. It's good to see you. I haven't done any of these panels in quite some time, and I have to say it was great to be able to crack open my first panel again with having you on board and everybody that came on board. This was great. It was positive. It wasn't a bunch of nonsense, and that's how I like it to be. You know, constructive.
Well, first, I was.
Thank you.
Because I don't like doing all this public stuff. I'm a very private person, but at the same time, I'm always there for my people, straight up. So,
hey, brother, I need you to. I'm gonna end this stream, but I need you to stay on even when I end it because I gotta exchange that information so we can. I can get this information to brother Kevin Samuel because he's gonna put together this live stream.
I'm here.
He's looking for different people from different organizations, so. We'll just stay on here and I'll get the information from you. Everybody that's been listening in the chat room tonight, I want to thank you for coming through and supporting the program. Leo Johnson, thank you. Rosalind, thank you. Lions didn't have to go. It's late where he's at, but I want to thank that brother for on board with us. Nicole Ali, make sure y'all support our channel. Dre Dog, brother Art came on and gave us some great wisdom here tonight. Brother Gab Talk Media, love you, brother. Been very supportive. Max Evans, thank you, brother. I see you in the chat room. Thank you for being here tonight. Nikki Justice came on for a moment, but I think she left. Quest, aka COG, thanks for being here, brother. Let me see who else is up in here. S. Wiseman, and I can't make out this sister's name. I'm gonna highlight her name and put it in the chat room anyway. Show her some respect. Peace, sister. So I'm gonna be doing some more of these type of streams. I've got some other folks that I'll be bringing on. So we'll be doing some more streams, and I'll be doing some more these type of constructive panel discussions. We need more of this stuff. So I actually in the process of thinking about joining the BAIO. I've been talking to Brother Hollops when I had him on the show. He came on, and I might help. I may do that because I can actually participate in their efforts and their ideas up in the Bay Area where I'm at, or close to the Bay Area, because they have a West Coast chapter here. So that's something that I'm pondering right now.
You know, I went to school out there in '89 in Oakland.
Wait a minute, brother. I may know you. What school did you go to?
I went to a California College of Arts and Crafts, right off of a Broadway in College.
All right, brother. In '89, I was I was online that year. I was at San Francisco State.
Okay.
That's the year I crossed into Alpha. But you know what? We might have ran. I might know some of your frat, man. I mean,
you know my profiles. I got some profiles from over there.
Okay, you know how the Bay Area is, man. Everybody damn near know each other, you know.
Right. Yeah, that's my second home, though. I love the bros in the Bay.
If you don't know someone, you might know someone that someone knows. That's how it is.
But I missed it there. I missed remember the Yusuf Bey bakery with Yeah.
Oh, I was a big supporter of Brother Yusuf Bey. I knew his sons. I used to go in there all the time. I used to listen to his program on Soul Beat. Remember Soul Beat?
Oh yeah.
I'm taking you back now, Soul Beat. I don't even remember Soul Beat.
I used to do Palladium over there. That's when Digital Underground and Tupac and all were hanging out over there.
Exactly.
Over there.
Those were good days, brother. We're far away from that.
I was there during the earthquake. I was there.
Oh yeah. I remember that very, very well. That was a hell of a time. But so everybody, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the stream. Brother Art, stay on so I can get your information. Sister Nicole, we gotta do another live stream together again, sister. We're gonna have to pick a good something that we can do another live stream.
Is it gonna be a science stream?
I think it probably will have to be, and I have to let you take lead because you are the science guru.
You cover behavior.
No, you can. You said what?
Go ahead, brother. Who's talking?
Do you cover behavior science?
No, genetics, biological sciences.
She's in the biological, brother.
Even better.
Yeah, I do work in psychology, so I deal with a lot of guys in the prison system, and I see a lot of. I just see a lot of stuff that most humans don't see. Let me put it that way.
I can imagine, bro.
That environment, but I do feel good when I'm able to shape and encourage the minds of young brothers that are getting ready to get out of prison, who want to get away from a certain lifestyle that is destructive. And so I am able to give them encouraging words. I'm able to recommend materials for guys to read. You know, I gave some of the brothers some information on the Dogon, and it blew them away.
Yes, I saw that one.
It really, but I'm talking about in the environment that I work in. I actually gave brothers that are incarcerated that material, and it was amazing how it blew some of them away. Because it's material that some of them are not even getting access to, or they've never even thought about this stuff or knew about it because they were so busy in those streets living a certain lifestyle. So it's very powerful when you can give somebody something that can empower them.
You got Endis Cush's book, right? It's a compilation of all the different writings of different people, what they never taught you in history class.
I've heard of that. I usually just go straight to the source of whatever different subject matter and give guys
a starter kit. You know, that's something where, because you know, all the stuff that we want to give them, it's too many books to give them, right?
Oh, I get what you're saying, but you give them something that consolidates everything. But there's still stuff that the guys they need to read. Like, for example, an Ivan Van Sertima that came before Columbus. You need to read the damn book.
Yeah, I got that. Well, I got the video. Matter of fact, that's part of my lecture, my art history lecture.
Oh, okay, brother. Well, let me go ahead and end the stream. Everybody, thank you. I'll be back on. I may do something Saturday evening. If I may do something, because there's a lot of issues out here. You know what I need to do? I got videos I need to upload that I haven't even uploaded yet. So I'll probably upload another regular pre-prepared video tomorrow, along with this stream that we did tonight. That should be interesting. I think I'm gonna drop my barbershop one. I got another barbershop one that folks might like. Any other than that, thank you, everybody.
All right. Hit me up. I'll talk to y'all later. Information Man, Art, Lion's Den, King Wage,
sister.
Gab, Nikki, I'll holler at y'all. Have a good night.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you. King Wage, thank you, brother.
Peace, family.
All right.